guys, I'm ChezPride, and I'm finally here covering the newest and one of the biggest free base game patch updates to come to The Sims 4 in honestly a number of months. With new functional base game items and over 150 bug fixes, including a ton to do with infants and the infant care autonomy, which honestly was really needed, and we even got a whole new on and off switch for it, which is pretty cool. As well as a new brand collaboration that we're going to be talking about that includes kits and a login event and even more. So obviously there's a lot to go over. I'm already a few days late on making a video on the news of this, but I've also been out of work like all week with my real job because I've been sick. Like sick enough that I actually went to the doctor for the first time in like 8 or more years. I think the last time I went to the doctor was when I worked fast food. And even when I had COVID and the flu A on Christmas, I went off the fact that my mom had the exact same symptoms and was in the hospital Christmas, and I was spending Christmas with her. I basically technically didn't get diagnosed, but I got diagnosed through my mom being sick with the same thing. So if I willingly took myself to the doctor, like was like, I need to go to the doctor, and then willingly took a whole week off work, I really didn't feel like recording or even editing, which is kind of sad because I was supposed to get a video that was very important to me, edit and post it by the beginning of the week, and that just did not happen. So that video is still coming out. It's going to be my next video. I was going to post it next, but I felt like with this being a Sims news patch update video, it was slightly more important than create a Sim video. But like I said, the video is still pretty important to me, so keep an eye for when that comes out. But for this video, let's go ahead and jump into these articles. We'll also be jumping into my updated game as needed. But just a few quick disclaimers. Everything I'm reviewing today is straight off the EA website or, in game. As well as if you haven't updated your game yet for some reason, make sure to go ahead and take out your mods and custom contents and go ahead and back up your save and tray folder before you update your game, because you never know what could happen with big updates like this, and you want to make sure your mods are up to date and that you have backups to resort your game back to in case something funky happens. So like I said, all the articles that we are looking at today are straight off the EA website under the Sims 4 and news update, and the one we are going to be referencing the most today is titled The Season's Most Anticipated Updates that came out 5/12/2026. And I don't know why that title slightly gives me the ick, but it slightly gives me the ick. I mean, yeah, the whole point of the updates that have been coming out for almost a year now is to address the most anticipated things that needed to be fixed in the game. That was the whole point. But I feel like they're able to put it in this title saying the most anticipated, because I feel like over half of the anticipation was because they promoted it so hard. Like they put so much effort into promoting this one patch update compared to the other patch updates that we've gotten in the last year. Like yeah, they've promoted the other ones some, but this one they did videos, they did a live stream, they did Discord Q&A, they did articles, like they made little preview videos that they were putting out here and there. Like they really pushed for this one, like to the point like I even did a video over the laundry list and all the stuff that they pushed out. So we already know a lot of the stuff that's coming in this, which is why I feel like they're able to say the most anticipated. I know that's good for the branding, and I'm not 100% hateful that like, oh, they're pushing this. It's just more so you can only really say that because you're the one that piled on the anticipation. It's not necessarily because it's the most anticipated out of everything that's going on in the game. So I feel like the title is just slightly misleading, but I don't know, just immediate, just random ADHD train going off the track thought when I read that. So I just felt like I would like express that and see how you felt about it. With that, let's go ahead and jump into that because, we're not supposed to judge a book by its cover. Let's not judge an article by its title. But this first part here goes ahead and lays out all the things that we're going over, even outside of the 150 bug fixes. So it says, Dearest Simmers, with the arrival in May May, some of the season's most anticipated improvements, there's that phrase again, and bug fixes are making their grand entrance to The Sims 4. With its great pleasure, we are here to share a snippet of what is yet to come. So they're supposed to be putting out more, or they're going to keep doing this. Sure to delight even the most discerning members of the Sims community. They're just coming out and saying, they're like, we know y'all aren't happy, and we're trying to give you free stuff to make it better. Which honestly, this is stuff that a lot of it should have never been a problem in the first place if it had been playtested correctly. But, that's just going to get worse with the addition of AI playtesting and whatnot. Just saying. But it says, foremost among these are decided improvements to infants and toddlers gameplay. So it's not just infants, it's also toddlers. Influenced by your gracious feedback and ever most helpful reports. With hope we find the most caregiving experience most improved. Whispers also speak of a new base game infant charming mat that has vibrant patterns with dainty little sheep. So we did see all those patterns already, but I do want to go in and look at them in gameplay. And honestly, a lot of the stuff we do in game today is going to be with infants. Like, I just kind of want to make some infants and play with them for a couple of days, test the autonomy switch, all of that. Like, we're going to really dive into the infant gameplay in this video. And then it says, to guard against your loss of any cherished stories, we're implementing a new save reductory to have options for backup saves, including a day, a week, monthly options to protect your household and the progress. So basically, they made it before in the game where you would have your last 5 saves that you could restore, but now it looks like they're also going to be including stuff that goes back even further, all the way up to a month. And it says, in the realm of Kratos Sim, a most fashionable baselate feature now allows more fashionable expression to truly splendid ensembles, which honestly, I'm actually really excited for this one. Basically, they gave us skin tight clothes to go under clothes, kind of like how the tights and leggings work, but for the upper body, which is really cool. You can layer, a long sleeve shirt under a sundress. I don't know. It's going to bring a lot of new outfits. I'm really excited about it. And then it says, over 150 bug fixes have been delightfully vanished, and dozens of troubling infants and toddler bugs are gone forevermore. Can they really say that though? We have to let's just go ahead and do the reminder now. I normally do it before we jump into the bug fixes, but let's remind ourselves now. We gotta take these bug fixes and these quote improvements with a grain of salt. I don't think the Sim team has the right off their track record to say that they're forever gone because every time there's something fixed, yeah, sometimes it gets fixed, but other times it comes back. It ends up not being fixed at all, or it's only half fixed and it's only working half the time because they couldn't figure out all the sources that were causing the break or the glitch, or it just causes a new problem in the same category. It's just a whole thing. It's always a system getting rid of a bug, and sometimes it just keeps coming back, like with the black photos and all that. I don't feel like they should be saying forevermore because they never know. I feel like that's always their intention, but we have to take it with a grain of salt because sometimes it just doesn't work that way. But the Sims will now find their sleep more restful thanks to refined autonomy improvements and bug fixes. And of course, more than 10 vexing issues from the community's top 20 bug fix has also been addressed. And finally, the season brings new game of Flutter, a collaboration the most grand as 2 new kids, Lady Bridgerton's Masquerade Ballroom and the Lady Bridgerton's Masquerade Fashion, and a login event that has entered the game, ensuring your Sims may dress and dwell in the highlight of the Regency's splendor. The most delightful bonus is those who acquire the Lady Bridgerton's Ball Bundle, featuring both kits, shall be rewarded with 3 exclusive items, including the Bundle of Joy bassinet, a cradle fit for the tiniest duet or young dude, and an elegant gazebo. And guys, you guys already know I'm not spending any more money on kits am not buying the Maker Program packs. So I will not be investing in the bundle or the kits. I will probably do the login event because I do try to show off the free stuff that they give us in the game, but I will get into later my feelings on this bundle, which honestly aren't the greatest. I've never really been a fan of the bundle or the like 3 exclusive items or anything like that, but we'll get to that where it comes. But it says, thus, dear Sims players, prepare yourself for an experience most improved and delighted in this season's remarkable bounty. Yours truly, the Sims dev team. And the first thing it talks about is everything to do with the Bridgerton collaboration. So I guess we are going to get into that first, because I'm just going to go down the thing. We are going to be jumping in and out of the game, like I said, but the first thing it wants to talk about is the login event, because of course it's going to push the free stuff first, which I feel like it should be that way. But basically, there was a new login event that happened, and this whole collaboration has to do with the Bridgerton series, which is a book series, and I think they took it and turned it into a Netflix show. I have personally never seen it. Romance drama isn't really my forte. I've heard people really enjoy the books in the series, like it's a really big thing, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan on collaborations in general. I never really have been. I don't know if it's because none of them have really struck me like as in something I would enjoy that much. Yeah, there's been things that come from collaborations that are good items, but it's just always like, because it especially doesn't help when the pricing is raised, which we will get to the pricing of the kits that come with this in just a minute, and you'll see why I'm not a fan of the bundle or the collaboration kits, but I'm never against free content. So let's talk about the free login event now, though I'm not a fan that's the login event. But let's just read. So it says, prepare for the social event of the season running May 12th through July 7th. A limited time login event brings a ton of The Sims 4. There's exclusive rewards as you log in week by week, like the heart on your sleeve trait, the daytime stroll ground, Glanta wool coat, and more. Rewards will be unmasked on Pacific days, so return throughout the event, unlock rewards, and transform your Sims into a greatest host. And then it goes ahead and addresses, based on your feedback from the last login event, we've made improvements to the event menu. You'll now see a counter showing how many weekly check-ins you've completed while the rewards are able to unlock. We've also segmented the weeks and added a countdown timer for when the next week begins, plus a subtle highlight showing that what rewards will be able to be claimed in the next time you log in. You can start earning May 12th, but be sure to log in no longer than June 25th so you don't miss the chance to earn all of the available rewards. So this was the problem with the last login event. Basically, the login events, how they work is you don't have to actually do any gameplay to get the rewards. You literally just have to log in a certain amount of time. Now, it's spread out to where you have to get it as it goes. Like basically a certain week will have so many check-ins, and like each item will have a day it unlocks, or a couple of items will unlock on the same day. I think it's like 4 weeks you have to do that, but you can't go behind and like log in the last day and claim everything at once. That's not how it works. You have to unlock a certain amount of time. So like you can have like 3 rewards already out. Like say the first week had 3 logins and it's the end of the first week right now, so I could go in and log in and claim the first rewards for the first login, but it's not going to give me all 3 of those logins. I have to go in the next day and claim it then. And they didn't clarify the first time they did a login event that's how it worked, and everyone thought, oh, I'll just log in at the end of the thing and collect them all, and they ended up losing some of the content because they didn't have time to log in enough times to claim everything. So that's why they're saying you want to start by June 25th, even though technically you have till July 7th. So, which tells me, let's see, just going based off everything on my calendar here. Sorry, it's slightly cut off for you guys. June 25th is a Thursday, and that means there's probably going to be 12 days you have to log in, because doing the 25th, you'll have exactly 12 days before the event ends, and you'll be able to collect all the items then. They do try to give you a little bit of extra time, but still, I'm not the biggest fan of the concept. I would prefer it if you only had to log in like once a week, but they make you have to log in like multiple times a week, which is kind of annoying to me. And also, I feel like it's not as satisfying just logging into your game. I would actually prefer having to do a little bit of gameplay to earn it, but that's just my opinion. I guess it is easier on some people to just log in and quickly get the things, but honestly, they're just trying to get people to log in to the game because it shows better in their data if people are logging in more often, even if they're not playing for a long time. So that's kind of their part on it and why they're doing it that way. But let's go ahead and look at what is coming in the rewards. So there is another article they put out called The Lady Bridgerton Masquerade Ball Comes to The Sims 4, and this came out May 7th, which gives us more information over the bundle in general, but also the login event. So we're going to skip down to the login event, and it gives us the same dates, May 12th through July 7th, and it's a free multi-week login event. And honestly, it makes it sound here with these dates like you have to log in just once a week, but when you look at this, it says check in 3 out of 3 first week, so you have to check in 3 times throughout the week, but the things do unlock on these certain days. So it comes out every Tuesday, so starting May 12th, which is already passed, and then we have May 19th, May 26th, and then June 2nd, and then you have to, if you want to start unlocking everything in time by July 7th, start June 25th. And these are the rewards that we're getting. So we have a new masquerade mask that comes in 6 colors. We have a new pin board, because apparently there is collections here, or some kind of collections. I'm assuming it's a new pin board. I'm not seeing the collection unless that's just not on the event page. We have some kind of clock here. We have a new fountain, and the pin board comes in 6 colors, the clock comes in 4 colors, and the fountain comes in 5 colors. I'm actually really excited for the fountain. I think we need a new in base game fountain. I hope it's functional. And then we have 3 of these, which I'm wondering is that what you're supposed to put on the pin board? But you're not getting them every week, so it's not like a collection thing like they normally do, but it comes in 3 colors. And also, like I said, I've never seen the series, so this probably has something straight up to do with the series. I know this is the copy of the books. I know that. But the rest of this, I won't 100% get the references like I have in other events and whatnot. We have a new table that comes in 6 colors. We have a new glove that's honestly really cute that comes in 6 colors. And then week 3, we have the book series that comes in 6 colors, dress that comes in 6 colors, a new pair of shoes that comes in 4 colors, but honestly, those shoes look like ones we already have. We have a new makeup vanity, which is actually really exciting, that comes in 6 colors. I hope that comes with gameplay. We have a new trench coat for week 4 that comes in 6 colors. We have a new recipe, a new fan that comes in 6 colors, and the new trait. So it says in a poem, so tell me, reader, will you design a ballroom rival to the guest ton? Will you arrive in disguise and conceal or reveals your true intentions? Or will you simply observe them silently and as others make history? As I, for one, will be watching most closely. Okay, that was more like it was set up like a poem, okay? I thought it was a poem, my bad. That is kind of everything on the actual event. And we will be jumping into game just a minute to look at the first part of the event for the first login, because I have not opened my game since they have done the event. But right quick, let's talk about the rest of the bundle, which is the 2 kits here. I'm not a fan of how they're doing this. They're basically doing the same thing they did with SpongeBob, and we all know how I hated the SpongeBob deal. But it says 2 new kits and a dazzling bundles. For players looking to bring genius and the grandeur of the Lady Bridgerton's Masquerade Ball all in a single bundle, these 3 exclusive items come along the 2 sizing kits. So you get digital content. Yes, Lady Bridgerton's Masquerade experience is complete with an iconic Bridgerton house gazebo. So you get a gazebo, the beautiful Bridgerton house piano, as well as balls can lead to brush new pulls, and also a bundle of joy bassinet. So we have piano, gazebo, and a new bassinet for those looking to make a family. Make sure to get your bundle August 14th for those splitting it. So you have August 14th to get the bundle, and you have to get it then, or all of those 3 items disappear forever, and you have to buy both kits at once. Now, the whole thing with the kits is that they're actually more expensive than most kits are. Now, if you get the bundle, you get it at $9.99, which means you get the kits for a normal price. But if you buy them individually, like you just want the ballroom kit, you don't want the Kratom kit, then you have to pay $2 more than you would normally pay. Normally they're $4.99, and these kits are $6.99 each, which in my opinion is not worth it. Kits are already money grabbers. They're already overpriced. I don't hate kits entirely. The main reason I stopped buying kits is because they may have to go through the marketplace. But also, I just decided then, even when they brought them back, I was like, I'm not going to be spending any more money on EA. I did enjoy the kits, the concept of kits at one point, because I was like, oh, if you're not trying to get all of this at once, and you're not trying to collect every single pack, kits are actually kind of a good way to, pick and choose from what you want. They are a little overpriced. I don't think you get exactly as much, especially in the later kits, as much as you deserve for $4.99, but they're definitely not worth $6.99. And they're only doing it because they're paying for the branding to be able to use the collaboration, and they have to pay those people back. It's not fair that just because they decide to collab with someone, they raise the prices. Like, kits can be an okay thing. They are a little bit of a money grabber, but if you're not trying to buy all of them, I think they're not horrible. I just stopped buying them when they brought in the maker place, because I'm pretty much not going to be buying anything else, especially if the EA buyout happens that I want to spend any more of my money on EA. Like, for now, my plan is to not give EA any more of my money. But if you are, which I can't stop you as a person from buying anything else, but I don't think paying $6.99 for a kit is worth it. Unless you're just the biggest Bridgerton fan ever, and you're just like, oh, I have to have this. So, like, at least get the bundle if you're going to get it, because you'll get the most for your money. But the $6.99 a piece is ridiculous. Sorry, it just is. No kit is worth $7. It's just not. Especially since I'm pretty sure these are probably going to come with 25 items, which is like the low ball. So yeah, not my favorite. But if you are interested in what they are including, let me just talk to you about them real quick. So the fashion kit, inspired by the season's most talked about event, the Lady Bridgerton Masquerade Ball, with costumes and masks to hide one's true identity. But of course, you can find more dress and accessories to play out the most perfect ballroom fantasy. And then the ballroom kit provides decor and objects that will have builders swooning, like the ballroom banquet table, floral ornaments, and the elegant maroon display. Recreate the ballroom that it set the season for the emotion-inspired Lady Bridgerton's own delightful decor. And then it just talks about the bundle and whatnot. It shows that it's very much off the Netflix series. Let's go ahead and go into the article though to show some more pictures and whatnot on it. So here are the 3 exclusive items. So this is the bassinet, we have the gazebo, and the piano, which I will admit, all of these are really pretty items. They are really pretty. If I still bought kits, this might entice me, especially the bassinet and the gazebo. But like I said, I'm probably not gonna be spending my money on this, because I've swore off buying kits at this point. Honestly, I've swore off buying most content at this point. Then when it comes to the fashion kit, here's some of the stuff we have here. Very of the time. Like, I can definitely see where they were going with this. Very floral ballroom. We have the fancy suits. Even has polka dots on it. I don't know. This definitely gives fancy more goth vibes. And then we have this ballroom stuff. I don't like this dress. This dress is like kind of very queen to me. I guess that's just not my personal style. I don't like this hat either. I do like the mask. I like this dress. This dress is okay. I would use this as a wedding dress. This would also make a good wedding dress. I feel like a lot of these outfits would make good wedding outfits. Just my opinion. But that's kind of what's coming. Oh, it looks like there's some more crowns coming too, which is kind of fun. I do like a crown. And then as far as the ballroom kit goes, it is also showing off some more of the other outfits, but we can see some of the ballroom stuff in the background, as well as just a whole capture here. So we have new spandrels, we have new buffet tables, we have a new dance floor, new chandeliers, a new grand staircase and railing. So actually a lot of build stuff as well, which is interesting. It's a build and buy pack. It's not just build or buy, which, you know, they've kind of in the past pushed towards one or the other. So that's kind of nice to see a collaboration. Okay, I don't hate the idea of these kits. It's just I personally wouldn't buy it because I'm not into the Bridgerton series, but also I'm not buying kits from EA anymore. But if you are buying kits, this doesn't look like the worst one, but I would not buy it at $6.99. No kit is worth $6.99. But that is kind of what is coming in the bundle here and the event. So real quick, let's go ahead and jump into our game. Let's look at the login event, look at it in game and where you can get everything and see what claiming the rewards looks like. And of course, the first thing it pops up with when I log into my game for the first time after updating is saying, hey, come log in and claim all this stuff. Make sure you claim it now. So I guess we'll go ahead and use the pop-up and click claim now. And it does show the first week, and we have a whispering fountain, which is one I'm actually excited about. The midnight chime clock, so I guess it works like the alarm clocks do. We do have the pimento pin board, which shows that you can put pins on it, and of course the mask. So let's claim this now. Alright, oh okay, so it does come with new collectibles. It just didn't show it on the actual thing. So we do have to do 3 check-ins to get all this stuff. So let's claim our mask, our pin board, and our masquerade ball invitation. Okay, so this is going to be very much based off the story, and there's going to be a lot of references I don't get. And I will go ahead and let you guys know, I am going to go ahead and after I review these 3 items, I'm going to save the rest of these items for a whole video. So I'll probably do one big video with every time I log into my game, I will show you guys what I claim per week. But let me go ahead and show everything off in the little thing like right here in this video, since I'm talking about it in this video. So I will go in and look at the mask, the pin board, and our new invitation. But also this week, we're getting the midnight chime clock and the fountain, like I said. Next week, you can unlock quite a few things. So we have the society papers, is what they're calling these. We have a moonlit keepsake. I think this is a handkerchief. We have the table, like we said. We have the gloves. Okay, so that picture didn't even show everything we're getting. Okay. We have the file dance card, which I'm assuming is the collectible for that week. We have the book series. We have a formal bookmark. Is that the thing for week 3 that we're collecting? Or is there's a handcrafted brick? Well, are they both in the collectors? I don't know. Maybe the floral bookmark is part of the collection. But we have a floral bookmark, a nice little gown, so you don't have to get a kit to get a gown. You get it in the event, you guys. We have sturdy leather boots. We have the vanity table, which I really hope works gameplay wise, and then the handcrafted birthday crown. And then we have for week 4, the final week, we have a giant wool coat. It looks more like for masculine frames, but I'm assuming you could wear it on feminine frames. We'll see. We have a gooseberry pie. We have a fluttered hand fan, which I'm questioning. Is that like build and buy or create a sim? I'm assuming that's build and buy because I can't figure out how they would make that work in create a sim. And then we have the heart on your sleeve sim trait. These sims are driven by strong emotion. Ooze honestly reveals internal conflicts. They will quickly bond relationships loyal and similar sims, but develop negative relationships faster with mean and evil sims. I actually like that trait, but I've also always considered someone who wears my heart on my sleeve, so I feel like that's fitting. And then we also have the sealed love letter, which I'm assuming is the last collection thing. So that's all the rewards that we're going to be getting. But real quick, let me go into Creative Sim, show off the mask, show off the pin board, and the invitation and build and buy as well. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I didn't know what sim to use to show off the mask and whatnot. So I just started a new save file and used the randomize off the gallery button. And this is the first sim that popped up that I was like, oh, this kind of looks appropriate, like for the vibe we're going with. And it's a version of Mother Nature that someone made off the gallery. And I don't know if this is just with sims that you randomize off the gallery or if it's just being this way in general now, but I'm noticing that when I'm clicking on like the outfit pieces, the dress, it brings up the full body category, but it doesn't go to the item that is selected, like right here. Normally when you click on it, it like automatically brings up the item, but when I click on it, it just goes to the top of the list as if she's not wearing the item. And I don't think that was happening before this patch. Just something weird I thought happened, but I did want to get her a dress that I felt like was a little bit more fitting with this. I don't know. I feel like that works a little bit better. Maybe with that, we can give her the new dress when it comes. I'll probably just use this sim because she was the one randomized. I am going to go ahead. Let's see. Does it? Yeah, it does the same thing with the makeup. It doesn't go to the makeup you're wearing. That's so weird. I did want to just give her a little bit different of a makeup though. We could do the still the naturey aspects of things though. This makeup maybe. We'll probably end up getting another sim in here eventually to try on the boots that this comes with and whatnot, but I think I'm gonna just give her the gold sandals. But for now, let's go ahead and look at the new mask. It should, I'm assuming, be under here. It would be under event rewards, right? Yeah. Alright, so this is the mask we're looking at. And I also kept this in because I was curious if it would work on a wider head. And this does totally work on a wider head. So we have it. And so, see, when I go to click on it, it's not there. It's not there. It doesn't just automatically go to, okay. But we have it in silver, we have it in red, we have it in white, we have it in like a coppery pink, like rose pink gold. We have it in black, and we have it in a dark black. So like a grayish blue black and a true black. I was really hoping they were going to have it in gold. Not going to lie. But the white, I guess we'll do, maybe we'll do some like white pearl earrings. And so that white matches something at least, besides just, I guess, the stripe in the dress. But still. So that is our mask. And now we will go into game and I will pick out a little place for her to live and we will show off the new pin board. So since the sim I randomized was made as Mother Nature, I went ahead and moved her in with the Summer Dream family in Ennis Green because I felt like this house also just gave off the right vibe for her. Like it literally matches her dress and whatnot. But we're going to be living with them. Maybe later on in the event I can use the male to show off some of the more stuff in the event, but for now we're just going to use their house to show off the new build mode item. So let's go ahead and go here real quick and find some wall space we can put this board on. Honestly, maybe over the fireplace would work. I mean, do we really need doves for $600 something? Not really. So this is the new board, very royally, very princess-like, but we have it in gold and copper, and both of those have like a floral white and blue pattern on it, and then we have a gold and like brown and white stripes. We have it in that copper with beige and orangey pink stripes. We have a black with just a complete beige, and then a silver with a white beige middle. And honestly, I feel like that is the best one, and we can go ahead and put our invitation on it. We'll put it front and center, and that is what the invitation looks like. There is no other swatch for that item, and I'm assuming, honestly, let's see. Oh, you can't put your other pins on it. So far, the other pin boards have been able to put like whichever pins we want it on them. Like these came from a different event than like this one did. loaded and they all fit on the board, which makes me wonder, you can't put the invitation on the board. So this board is very specific to just these items. I guess that's why they're poked out at a certain length. But with that is all I have to show off in game now. So let's go back to the article so we can look at the new items that we got before we show them off in game. Okay. I guess technically I slightly lied earlier. I said we were going to go straight down the list, and that was the plan. But then I thought about it and I was like, the next thing on the list is the infant playmats, and we're going to be playing with those when I show off some of the quality of life improvements on the infants and toddlers, and trying to also show off the autonomy switch on and off, the difference between that. So I'll just save the infant playmats till then. But there were 2 other base game new features to come to The Sims 4 that I want to talk about. So we're going to talk about both of them in the article, and I'll show them off in game as well. And the first one is the one I'm most excited for, and it's the Sim base layering feature. So let me just read you what they say. So it says, we're adding new accessory category to the Sim base layers. Give your Sim a new way to customize their outfit. Make any top more weather friendly and find comfort and confidence in extra coverage or undergarments, like layerable binders. There are 8 base game layer options for adults, 4 for children, and 2 for toddlers, all in a variety of colors and sleeve lengths. With 380 plus base layer swatches, your Sims can never wear the same outfit twice. The new accessory works just like tights accessories that you layer them with pants or skirts, or you can wear them on their own. These pieces layer under any top or full body outfit, as well as any other accessory like bracelets and necklaces, which I appreciate the fact they layer under necklaces particular, because there's so many shirts necklaces do not layer with. So the fact that they went out of their way to do that is really nice. We've already seen this picture, but this kind of shows off some of the undergarments. We have some long sleeves, we have some tank tops. There's a bunch of different possibilities here. You can put a tank top under a little crop top. You can do a long sleeve under a t-shirt. You can do a long sleeve under a dress. You can just wear it by itself. And like I said earlier, there is a binder as well, because it's actually the same binder we had, but they made it to where you can wear it under your clothes, so it compresses the chest while wearing a shirt on top of it, which was the whole problem with the binder, is you couldn't layer it. This, I'm really excited to jump into Sim and look at all the swatches, all the different styles of the undershirts for all the different age groups and whatnot. And then also we have the backup save file. So day, week, and month backup save file versions. We've made additions to backup saves featuring for players with this patch. In previous renditions of this feature, the game would automatically regenerate a series of backup saves that would be pulled from your last 5 previous game sessions. These backup saves can be loaded to recover the past game saves if your main save is in a state you don't want. But as your main save experienced form of a save corruption, this functionality is still available. With the updates, we've added new types of backup saves to recover more options in previous games. So you're still going to have the 5 backup, but you're getting more. So this menu now retains old saves from month, week, and days ago. Means if you load your save 6 times in one day, you won't just have 6 backup files from that day. You will also have the older options available to you. We know it's very frustrating when you lose saves or experience a game-breaking bug where working address distorts issue. However, we hope that the quality of life improvements will be useful fallback in case these situations do occur. Please check in the blog post on how to back up your save files in The Sims 4, and it gives you a link right there. So this here is kind of showing, we have your save on 420, and then the 2 days before that on 419, and then again 2 days on that 419, but also 4 days ago. So that's kind of showing how it like list down, but now there's a slide bar that shows that there's going to be way more options instead of the 4 right there for you to choose from. I am excited to see how far it goes back. I'm curious if it goes automatically or if like this is going to start applying as we go into the game and we start playing months at a time, or is it loading now? So we're going to jump into the game. We're going to go straight into my file save and see what is technically going on there. See if we have the like month back. I think the furthest it went back was a month, or if it's something we're going to have to play up to. And then we'll jump into create a sim with a family that I made a while ago and just test out the under layers. Okay, I will say, even though I don't want to buy the kits, actually I refuse to buy the kits is more of the situation. The background they made for the home screen to promote the kit is actually really pretty, like with those flower arches and everything, actually gorgeous. I really like the flower curtain arches. I think that is really pretty, especially with this floor and whatnot. I will say that it makes a really pretty background for my Sims to stand at. But that's not what we're looking at. We're coming here to look at the recover save file situation. So if we go here, this is how you get to your save files. And then if you want to do a recover save, you can go here and click on it. And then there's this little floppy disk with a little arrow button here next to the delete button. And you press that and it shows your most recent saves, quote, 2 days ago. So the way that they have this is kind of weird. So it looks like we have our most 4 recent saves. It looks like the most 4 instead of 5. But then we also have, quote, 2 days ago. Now, I went back into further files as well, and it looks like the whole 2 weeks and a month aren't going to start till you've played 2 weeks or a month since the update, but it has started the 2 days, and I guess it's saying 2 days before the last save file date. It was not 2/23 2 days ago. It says that was the 2 day mark, but the last time I played was 2/24, so I'm thinking it's like, oh, this is the day before that. But just the way that they put that there just is like, that math isn't mathing, but I think I finally figured out the logic. It took me a minute. I was like, why? Because like if you go to, was it this one I looked at? Yeah, it says the last time I saved was 4/27 and the last thing it says is 4/16, which is 12 days. Yeah, that would be that math. So it's counting from the last time you saved to the main backup. So it's trying to give you a day before the last time you saved as a backup. At least that's what it's attempting. I'm just not sure if it's doing the math fully correctly, but I think it'll level out once like a month's gone by and you can get like the whole 2 weeks and then a month back like the article said. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into create a sim, and we're going to look at the layering underneath the clothes real quick. Alright, so normally I would place the family off the gallery that I want to use before I started talking in create a sim, but this time around there's already something I know is in the patch notes later that I kind of want to address now. And also I want to show off this glitch I've been having for a couple of weeks now because it's really annoying and maybe confusing. So basically the fix, quote unquote fix, is last patch they made it to where finally, in my opinion, finally when you loaded up the gallery, it automatically sorted by most popular, which beforehand everything when you load up the gallery was start by newest. I think in the gallery portion, like this portion that is not your own creations, when you're looking up something new, the best thing would be to do the most popular, because in my opinion, most of the time when you're looking for something, you probably choose the most popular unless it's just like something currently, like a current hashtag that's going on. But it does, in my opinion, make more sense in your gallery to have it by newest, because a lot of time you're looking for something that you recently saved in there. When they switched it from newest to most popular, I was actually really happy, but they had to switch it back because so many people complained. They're like, it's always been by newest. Why are you changing it? I wish they would just meet in the middle. I wish gallery would be my most popular, my library be my newest. But that is just something that was going to be shown in the patch notes layers. I just wanted to bring that up. But also, I've been having this weird glitch where anytime I try to play something off the gallery, whether it be my creation or someone else's creation, every time I try to place them on the gallery, it just gives me content not installed pop-up. But it's a fake pop-up. At first, I thought it was real because I was trying to download stuff that I had not put in the library yet. So I was downloading straight off the gallery, other people's creations, and this kept popping up. I was like, wow, there's really not that many packs I don't own. There is a few packs I don't own, like Star Wars and stuff like that, but not that many packs that I should constantly be getting this pop-up. And then I realized even with the things that I have created and put it in the gallery, like this family, I'm getting this pop-up. I don't know why, because when I place it down, everyone is wearing everything. Like there's nothing missing. Like everyone's here. It's just like a fake pop-up basically. It's weird, but I thought I would point out that glitch because I don't like to only point out the improvements. I like to point out the stuff that's still going wrong in my game. This is the family I want to show off the layering with. We pretty much have a person in every single category. Right quick, I did want to see, they said that it wasn't an option with infants. Okay, so it has the category. It just doesn't have any items for an infant yet, which I don't know why they wouldn't. Maybe they'll do it in the future. So for this video's sake, I may change her to a toddler. So now we can show it off on adults, children, and toddlers because that's what we're meant to show it off on. And also, I may change this girl to a dress. Maybe she can be dressed up for something. Ooh, we could do this. This works. Now we have something in every age group and every type of outfit. So let's start with just looking at the shirts themselves. Now, if I understand correctly, men and women have these same shirts. Yeah, they all have the same shirts. I kind of just want to show it off on males first, and then we'll show it off on females and have it be which show both off. Now, basically, these are t-shirts, long sleeves, and tank tops, and binders, and bras that are all skin tight so they can layer under any clothes. So this is your main one that covers your neck to your arms. It actually comes not as in many colors as I would have hoped, but it does come in more colors than I was expecting. So we have a beige, a dark green, roast green, a lighter green, a yellow, a pastel mint green, a blue, a dark blue, which is actually really pretty, a beautiful maroon, purple, pink color, like a dark fuchsia basically. We have a purple, we have a pink, we have a salmon, we have a red, we have a bright orange, we have just a regular type of orange, which honestly this looks really nice. I might use that on my son Blaze when he gets older. And by older, I mean change his style a little bit because he's matured. But we have yellow, and we have beige, and we have brown, and we have gray, we have black, and we have white. Oh, there was a different color down here. I didn't even see it because it was blended in. Do they not? They don't all come in the exact colors? Well, this one I understand because this was already in here. This is the binder, and it already had design. So this one comes in the colors that already came in plus a few extras. But not all of these match fully. Like they're not all having the same amount. Yeah, this is also a bra that we already had that is just given a few more color options. And then this bra is like basically the base game bra, but it just gives you different colors. So they're not all coming with the same colors, which I find interesting. I just assumed they would. But anyways, that is the long sleeve on the male. We have a spaghetti strap tank top, which I feel like is mostly more for a feminine frame, but they wanted any kind of frame to be wearing any of this, which honestly with a base layer like this, I feel like that makes sense. So here are all the colors this one comes in. We have the more masculine tank top undershirt, but honestly I would probably use this more either just by itself or for a feminine when it came to an undershirt with like, I don't know, like a shirt off the shoulder or something for a little bit more modesty. But it looks really good as like a workout shirt for a dude. And then we have the binder. So this is the binder. When on a female, it's supposed to like bind down their chest a little bit. But the problem we had when we got the binder is that it wouldn't work under clothes. So you either had to wear the binder by itself itself or just not wear it at all, which did not make sense for it being a binder. Ooh, look at that galaxy swatch though. That's cute. That is that. We'll look on that on the female as well because I'm really tempted to see what that looks like under a shirt. And then we have another tank top with a little bit of a wider stripe, and these colors are definitely a little bit more. Oh, this one has different sleeve variants. Oh, okay, interesting. So this one, it looks like it has all the same neckline, but it has different sleeve lengths. So we have long sleeve, we have like a t-shirt sleeve, and we have a tank top. You know what, that one is actually the most useful out of all of them. I actually really appreciate that one. And then we have a short sleeve. Yeah, all of these are just a short sleeve like t-shirt moment. So maybe if you have like a dress or something that has spaghetti straps, you could wear a little shirt under it to be a little bit more modest. Oh, that's cute. Okay, honestly, I'm gonna say the bras for the females. Got that. And then we go back to accessories, back to base layer. Obviously with the one he's wearing now, you're not gonna see it, but if we put the long sleeve on, let's see, what color do we want? I feel like this blue goes with the shirt. Look at that, seamless, no glitching, and that's what it looks like under a shirt. So let's go ahead and move on to the female real quick. So I guess we're gonna take her outfit off, and then we will go ahead, let me just give her some random tights to wear, and then let's go ahead and look at what we have as far as the shirts for her. So we didn't look at the bras on females, so let's look at this. So this is literally the bra we just had on, but it goes on top of it so you can change your bra color, which is so nice because you could change your underwear color, but you couldn't change just like a bra color without just putting on a bra. And this is so nice because now also have the option to where it shows under the shirt. So if you don't want your bra to show when you have like a backless shirt, obviously you don't need to wear this. But I'm trying to find a shirt that has a nice back, lower back. Yeah, but if you want your bra to show and that be the story, now you have that option by choosing this bra, which I think is a really nice addition. So we have the bra that comes in all of these colors. Honestly, these are some really cute bra colors. I know they're just matching the base game, everything else, but I kind of like it. And then this was a bra we already had in game, but they gave it some more colors and made it to where it fits under clothes as well. So let's go ahead and look at the binder as well. So I thought the binder was supposed to like strap your chest down. Didn't it like somewhat strap your chest down before, and now it's just not doing that? I don't know. What's the point of a binder if it's not strapping your chest down? It does make sense to have one. I just don't see why it's not strapping it down. Okay, put the outfit back on. As you can see, the shirt shows under it to show a little bit more modesty. Let's see, do we want that, or we do also have a lower lining one, so she can have that under there, especially with the long sleeve. Actually, I kind of like that. Maybe with the ugly green because that matches her outfit. So we have a more lower line with the long sleeve. I appreciate that. And then we also have it in kid version. So the kids do have, what was it? Yeah, it's 4 options. So we have the t-shirt moment, which could totally just be used as like a regular t-shirt as well, which I really appreciate. We actually may put him in just the t-shirt. I don't know, because this kind of goes with the family's vibe without being the exact swatch. But we also have it in the tank top version, all the colors. The teal that comes in the tank top and both adults and children is very pretty, very pretty. And then we have this shirt. I would imagine this is more so for the feminine children, but hey, it looks cute on him. So we have it in them, and plus their bodies are very similar, so it's not that different. And then we also have the long sleeve moment as well, and mostly the same color. There's that gorgeous teal color. Love that color. All right, so we have all of that. So maybe he'll rebel and wear this shirt instead of the traditional shirt the rest of his family wears. Let's see how it looks under this dress here. So if we go to accessories, maybe, let's see. I guess the only one that would really show is the long sleeve. This one doesn't have the ones that has the multi sleeves. So maybe we can choose like a red for under hers. And we could even like give her a little pair of leggings. Look at that red, that matches really well. That's actually actually really cute. I like that. And now we also have the infants. So infants, if we go to accessories, base game layers, we have 2. So we have a little t-shirt moment that comes in not as many colors as the adults for some reason, but it's here. We have a t-shirt moment and we have the long sleeve moment as well. So here are all the colors that comes in. Bam, boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. And maybe let's just put him in the short sleeve. I feel like we haven't used the short sleeve as much, so maybe we can put his in like purple to match her outfit. And then let's go ahead and show it off on the infant toddler as well. So maybe we can put something under this little dress. Let's see, does the t-shirt kind of shows up. It almost has like a little collar line layer. I almost want to do that instead of the long sleeve, but maybe she can match her sister and do this and do some red leggings or something. Do we have just red in the leggings? Of course. It's all striped and stuff. I guess the stripes do match the dress. Okay, we'll do her in that. And I did also want to see what it looked like under like a regular like formal dress, which is why I changed her dress. So let's go to base layer. Let's see. So yeah, it kind of like covers up her stomach a little bit. Maybe we want to go more skinny sleeve and we could do like a purple to match the dress. See, that just makes it look like a seamless dress. That's so cool. I really like that. And then also, I'm just curious on a ghost, just straight up, if I put it on a ghost, like just put the long sleeve under this. I guess it doesn't really matter what color, but what would we put in black? Actually, oh, it does kind of show up in different tones depending on the color you choose. Maybe I'll put it in like the dark blue on him. So it does show up as a different color compared to your skin. So you can tell that they're wearing the layer undershirt as Ghost. Well, that is cool. I actually really enjoy that. I think that's going to add a lot more options, be able to make your Sims a bit more modest, because sometimes you just want that little bit extra modesty. Like, honestly, like, her family would not let her wear this without the tank top under it. I do not believe that with this family. So, I don't know. I thought that was a really cool feature. I'm glad they finally added that in. But now we're going to go back to the article. We're going to kind of go over the most top problems, and then we're going to go into like all the infant stuff specifically. And then before we jump into any more of the patch notes that has to do with anything else besides infants, we're going to show off the infant mats and play a couple of days with infants and toddlers just to really test the situation and the waters out. So to the list of bug fixes, and your eyes do not deceive you, your ears have not misheard anything. There are literally over 150 bug fixes in this patch, and we are going to get to them all before the end of this video, but I figured it made sense to split them up. And honestly, there's so many on toddlers and infants. Yeah, there's one in the top most voted. So we had the 5 most top voted ones, and there's one to do with infants. But if you scroll down from here all the way down, nope, keep going, all the way down to here, like from here all the way up to here, all to do with infants and toddlers, mainly infants but somewhat toddlers. So we're going to do the infant part first, and I'll come back and finish the most fixed or most want it to be fixed, and then we'll go on and read the rest of them. And if the rest of them have anything that I need to jump into game and test, we will do that as well. But for now, we're probably mainly going to be testing the infant stuff because there's a lot on that, and I'm probably just going to end up playing like a couple of days in game with some infants. I'm actually really excited for it. So never thought I would say I'd be excited to play with infants without mods, especially multiple infants with toddlers and other people in the house, but I got this. We can do this. 100 baby style, baby. 100 baby style. All right, but let's go ahead and look at the fixes. So the first one that is in the top most voted to want to be fixed is the one that was the most annoying, and I'm very curious to see if it's actually fixed, and that is Sims putting down infants before picking them up. which most of the time would end up canceling interactions that you have aligned for them to keep care of said infant. So basically you would be like, hey, take this infant here, or hey, do these things with the infant, and they pick them up, look at them, and put them back down, and then pick them up and maybe do the option you wanted them to do. It was really annoying. So apparently that's fixed. We'll have to see. And then of course the biggest thing being the playmat. So we are having the addition of the playmat. Before now, there's not been a single actual playmat like this in the base game. It's just if they put them down on the ground, a random little mat would spawn around them. And you had these from packs and whatnot, but you didn't have them in the base game. So now we have some. It has some great swatches. We've already seen this picture, but I have all of them lined up in my build game. So we can jump into that build and look at all the swatches up close. So we will get into that. But apparently let's see, where's the name of the playmat? Because I thought it was cute. Let's see. It is Little Wiggle Playmat. Isn't that so cute? Little Wiggle Playmat. And I do really like the swatches. We have that. We'll go look at that and see how that works. And it says Sims are meant to be take infants out of cribs, but placing them on the ground can feel a bit awkward. Sims prefer using playmats, which provide more gameplay allowed to additional playmat. To support all players, we're receiving a free base game playmat. So basically, they wanted to make it where your Sims preferred to put them on the playmat instead of putting them on the ground, which was a thing. If you had a playmat, a lot of times they would still put them on the ground. So that's why we're getting a free, one to the base game. And then it says, we've added a toggle option in the options menu to disable caregiver autonomy for infants. This is located in the game options. So basically, this is the other big one. The rest of them are kind of like smaller little fixes and whatnot. But these are the two big ones, is the playmat and then the toggle. So the toggle is the one that I was talking about earlier that just turns autonomy off. So basically, to sum up what this is saying is you can now turn autonomy for infant caregiving off. So your Sims will no longer autonomously just care for an infant if they're crying. So therefore, they can't start doing the wrong thing or interrupt someone that you have queued up to do the correct thing. The downplay on that is if you are not careful with your infant and you're not constantly caring for them, they can be taken away by social services. And, you kind of got to choose your battles there, because there's some instances that, I'm going to be so focused on the infant that it's honestly better for me to just turn it off so it doesn't interrupt me doing other stuff while they're asleep. But also, it could be nice for like a really crowded household, because like when you're playing like the 100 baby challenge and you have like a mom and like two teenagers and Patchy or whatnot, then like all of them are trying to care to the crying infant at once and your mom can't do it, and it's a whole deal. So in that kind of situation, I think it would be good for it. But like also, it's kind of scary if you have like a household and you have like one infant you're keeping care of and you're just like playing with the other members real quick, not paying attention to them, and they wake up and they're hungry and you didn't notice because they were asleep before, and then all of a sudden they're being taken away. So it's like, what would you rather risk? Which would you rather deal with? But there is a toggle. I'm going to be testing it. We're going to play at least one full day without the toggle. We'll probably play a full day with the toggle off, so that, or is it on or off? I guess you're turning the toggle on to disable it. So basically, I want to play with it, all the autonomy working the first day, and then the second day we're going to try to play it with the toggle making it where it's disabled and seeing how annoying or how better that is. We're going to compare the two. And also, it says somewhere in here that they've made it to where you can get, if you try really hard, you can get most infant milestones in 3 days. So I'm going to play a third day just to see how many milestones that we can get. So there's going to be a good amount of gameplay, which is going to take up the majority of the video and make this video longer. So I already apologize for that. But then we have infants now gain a buff to show thought bubbles when woken by loud noises, with one-time TNS tutorial explaining the behavior that makes clear why infants wake and call for caregivers, helping reduce repeated pickups by allowing players to address the noise source. So basically, before, if you had a TV in the room with your infant, which is a horrible idea idea. Why would you do that for an infant or toddler or anyone? Really, like, unless you're an adult, don't have a TV in your room. But that's just because the gameplay is annoying like this, because it wakes them up. Well, maybe you didn't know the TV wakes your infant up and they're just crying. You can't get them to go back to sleep. And you're like, what's going on? This is like, oh, the TV's loud. So it gives you a little bubble, in case you couldn't make that connection. And then we also had an issue with infant stand-up milestone being traced back to the previous problem where infants need to specifically be nearby objects to pull themselves up. And now that they fixed it to basically, if it's an object where they can pull themselves on it, like the crib or whatnot, it'll be there, and if you're too far away, then it will tell you why. And then it says, hover tips have been added to the preferred breastfeeding and preferred bottle feeding interaction to clarify choosing a preference restricts autonomous feeding to that method only. So it's always worked this way where you can choose a preference for feeding, and they will try to do that preference unless you choose to do otherwise. But I guess some people didn't understand that, so they put a explanation. And now we're getting to the autonomy improvements, and that is the majority of them. So let's go ahead and read through these real quick, see what we're looking for. So it said, frequent infant pickups and put downs, caregivers conflicts, and Sims freezing during care were major frustrations. This game induced multiple interconnection fixes to address these issues, all available in the base game. So caregivers should now need a reason to want to pick up an infant from a crib, like the infant having a diaper, and infants will less frequently be asked to be removed from the crib, which is so great because they would randomly just like, oh, infant in crib, infant on ground, but infant can't sleep on ground, or they can, but it's better for them to sleep in crib. It's really annoying. And then we're limiting the amount of time caregivers run caregiving interactions autonomously, such as feeding, changing diapers, etc. Sims no longer freeze during the check infant, give infant a nap, or tummy time while infant is sleeping, and when infant is crying or while other caregiver is already holding or interacting with said infant. And then if there is circumstances of this occurring, please report it. So they're basically saying that the Sim should no longer freeze when trying to do these interactions, especially if the infant is sleeping or crying, but it could possibly happen, and they're asking you to report it because they're still looking into it basically. Sims now place infants on the floor less often, thank God, and they also will not be placed on the floor while attempting to hand to another Sim. Caregivers still may occasionally put infants on the floor to adjust position for certain interactions, like tummy time. That's understandable. And then infants no longer get stuck between Sim's legs. Hold infant is canceled during put infant down. Here, this can still occur. The game is paused, which is being tracked for a future fix. Sims can now successfully autonomously give infant a bath. So apparently that wasn't a thing. Your Sim didn't just anonymously do that, which I did notice they didn't do it often, because I normally do that off camera, is like, because it's so annoying to get them in the tub. It takes several tries, so a lot of times I'll just do it off camera, but I guess I never noticed that they just never gave them one autonomously. Infants no longer immediately get taken out of the back carrier as soon as they put one into one. Honestly, I forgot that thing existed. Okay, and then check infant can now be canceled if it's the next interaction as Sims queue, though it can't be canceled if it's queued behind another interaction. A full fix wasn't possible for the base game update, but if anything you like to see is fixed, please provide in feedback forms once again. And then infant interactions such as ball feeding, diaper change should now appear in the first pie menu when the infant's needs actually need it. That is fantastic, because before it would just like bring up maybe a couple social interactions, and you could go more options, go to caregiving and then choose the option. Now it says give a bath, it needs bottle feeding, it wants tummy time. It tells you what it needs on the first thing, which will be so helpful. Then Sims will now clean up bottles when they're left on the ground. We also decrease the frequency of infants that will be hungry. Between those two changes, we hope we address the community's feedbacks about bottles being left everywhere. Honestly, that's fantastic. Love that. And it looks like the same thing thing about cleaning up diapers after changing an infant or newborn. As long as a trash can is nearby, they have to be nearby. And then changing an infant's diaper at the changing table should take about a third less of the time. Thank God. And then infant hunger's knee will also decrease slightly more slowly. We received a light feedback on this, hoping that this tweak will provide the right balance for realism and fun. So basically, like, the infants were getting too hungry too quick, which I agree, that was a problem. And then feeding an infant will now take 15 minutes sometimes, which is half the time it previously took. Totally gonna have to test out how that feels. Taste testing baby food in the high chair now provides a substantial boost to the infant's hunger. And then the rest time moodlet for infants has been reduced to strength 1. This keeps the intent of encouraging regular naps while making it less intrusive and allowing other moodlets to take priority when the infant is otherwise happy. And then caregiving interactions and objects such as bathtubs, play mat, changing table, high chair will no longer appear while an infant is sleeping, preventing failed interactions and reducing confusion. That was also another big problem. And then it says infant milestones tied to tummy time now unlock twice as fast, addressing feedback that most progression felt too slow, especially on a shorter lifespan. With reasonable intentions, most milestones can now be achieved around day 3. And then we have other infant and toddler bugs. So those were all the ones to do with the autonomy, and basically all of this will be turned off if you turn the little switch off. Now this is having just to do with infant and toddler bug fixes. It says, excerpt from the Sims Butler Memoir, your reading pleasure, persistence, the quality they taught me at the Windenburg Academy. So believe me, when I saw those dirty diapers on the ground, I thought to myself, my goodness, I'm going to vacuum up those bad boys. But today I was taught a new skill, using my hands. From now on, I shall endeavor to pick up my diapers with, dare I say it, my hands. The most efficient, actual productive method takes disposal. Takes a bow. Butlers and maids will now pick up diapers and throw them away rather than trying to vacuum them for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, if you get it. Oh, I didn't realize that was a problem, but the way they worded that, like, it confused me what they were talking about at first, but once I got it, I was like, oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay. And they also will dispose of pet fur and ash piles the same way now. Great. All right. And then infant and toddler needs no longer will decrease when the active sim in the player is on the lot away from them. We hope this change makes caregiving for infants and toddlers more enjoyable. We've addressed an issue where toddler sims can be hungry but would remain ideal despite having food. This should no longer occur. If an infant is fed finger food and the interaction is canceled, now there's an interaction on food that will allow the infant to resume eating finger food again. We fixed an issue where caregiver sims would be standing in the yard next to an empty rug, which then controls a sim at home to be vacationing at the sim at the same household. Now infants will remain in their position within the household. Okay. And then we fixed that disabled cause of death selection of the UI for infants and toddlers. And then we investigated a top community issue where interactions with infants and toddlers were not available after they returned from daycare. However, we're determined that was already fixed in November update and not reported. We're including it here for the forum players that this might be a tracking issue. And then we investigated this issue where infants, toddlers, and children's sims would not be played once immersed in other household after being taken away. We were able to verify that at some point in the past they fixed in previous update. Interactions like practice standing, tummy time, practice crawling will no longer be grayed out and unavailable in a basement, which is weird they would do that. And then infants no longer do the tease pose while swapping accessories and create a sim. We've received feedback on that reading to toddlers isn't working well, and we started investigating those issues, and we'll be able to address a few bugs related to this. But if the interaction was reading related bugs, we're still investigating, and the queue is already loaded. Save the sims are frozen. This also will not retroactively be fixed. Please cancel the interaction in the queue and see how it works in old saves. So basically they're saying that this reading to toddlers and the freezing and all that will only be fixed in saves going forward, not in current saves. Toddlers will now be successfully be able to run the Ask the Book interactions to teen or older. And then the be read by interaction on toddler books will now function when selected by an infant, which we'll totally test out. We fixed a code exception that could cause Sims to reset when an adult Sim would select a book and choose read to children. Alright, there's a lot here. Alright, and then we fixed an explanation that could trigger when a Sim performs practice standing interaction on an infant that was being held up by a Sim. That was a bit glitchy. We fixed a typo error in the infant's angry mood hover tip that says a little TLC can go a long way. Now it says a little TLC can go a long way. So it was just a little typo, not a big one. And then infants no longer get controlled emotions moodlet when they sleep near the fireplaces. Nobody should accept controlled emotions from infants. That's just silly. From Snowy Escape. And then the holiday tradition from Seasons will receive a gift from Father Winter is now completed for toddlers when they ask for a present. And then we addressed an issue where maxed motion milestones wasn't unlocking for toddlers after all skills were maxed. This will work retroactively in saves that where it was occurring. However, it can still occur if mods being used that would cause toddlers to jump from 1 to 5 directly and growing together. So it still may be broken if you're using mods. And then infant milestones no longer disappear, being reset. That's infant's household visiting while playing in another household. This fixes in old saves as well as new ones. And then infants are now able to act and unlock milestone development progress when they're not on residential locks. This fix is retroactive in old saves and the bug has been previously occurring in. So basically if you're not at the lot, your toddler or infant wouldn't get the milestone, which was really annoying. And then the first time a daycare milestone now unlocks for both toddlers and infants, so apparently that wasn't a thing. And then the last 5, guys, we made it to the last 5 on the infants and toddlers. So we fixed an issue where infants would not acquire or gain milestones after traveling on the lot when going to daycare from a lot of what was on the home lot growing together. And then we addressed an issue where infants' milestones TNS notifications could appear twice when traveling to another lot, then returning to the home lot. And then the fun need will now properly remain grayed out until an infant unlocks the setup milestone. So apparently that was ungraying too early. And then in Life and Death, infants no longer display the inquire about local hauntings interactions. It must be said infants real life start talking about local hauntings. That would be pretty creepy. And then last one, teen and adult Sims with the grouch trait no longer spread rumors about others with infant Sims because the infants really didn't understand the rumors anyway. That's hilarious. And there is a couple to do with sleeping, and honestly we may go ahead and read the ones over sleeping and cuddling and anonymity, because all of these can kind of be tested in game when we're playing with the toddlers and infants. So for the sleeping autonomy has been approved following community feedbacks addressing a mix of bugs and quality of life issues. Overall, the sleep behavior should be more reliable. A rare case of Sims not sleeping could be consistently reproductive and not fixed, though reloading resolved it during testing. The issue is still being tracked. We have overall sleeping one, and then in the base game, Sims being woke up by a TV or radio will now turn off the device and return to sleeping. This is intended to keep wake up behavior while making cause clearer and reducing to repeat interruptions. So basically, if you have music going, they're going to turn it off automatically now, which is really nice, honestly, because sometimes you just don't realize the radio's going. And then we've added a hover tip to the nap interaction to clarify that this interaction is meant to be shorter with a boost of energy rather than to fill the needs fully. I don't understand how that wasn't clear, but apparently they made it clear. And then he said they fixed an issue where exhausted Sims could get into bed but still collapse from fatigue. Sims who have fallen asleep in bed will now remain there instead of getting up and passing out. Thank you. That was so annoying. And then there's an ideal interactions where Sims are supposed to think about their partner and no longer would play while a Sim is sleeping, resulting in them waking up. Finally, the Sims can both be infuriated and rest well. So that is what was causing them to have trouble sleeping there. And then there were callouts at the EA in the sleeping EA forum says where Sims weren't sharing a bed with another Sim. This is what I wanted to get to. We believe other fixes have addressed this issue, so take notes. The Sims will only sleeping in the same bed when the two have a high enough relationship. So it's basically saying maybe the issue is they don't have a high enough relationship, but it's been a problem where I will have a Sims I'll be married for years, and one will try to get in while the other one's in there, and then they'll get out, and then put the other one back in there, and then it'll work. So hopefully maybe that'll be fixed. When a bed is assigned to two Sims, another person hovers or sleep interaction. Now both Sims names will in the bed belongs to rather than just one. So if you claim the bed on both sides, both of them will have it there. And then players can now assign the bed to the Sim when it's a multi-Sim tasking. Oh, that's nice. With Love Struck to also kind of do with sleep, there's an issue where Sims were in a romantic relationship were getting out of bed when told to meet sleep simultaneously. That's what I was talking about. Okay, we've added an interaction called sleep and cuddle that will now allow the gameplay to function properly, so we'll try that out. And then canceling cuddling on a sleeping Sim will no longer wake both Sims up and interrupt their sleep, which is freaking fantastic. Alright, so that's all the ones that I'm going to read for now. When we get back to the list, I will start back up at the most top issues and then go back down to where we just left off to general autonomy fixes and read all of the autonomy fixes and create a Sim and build and buy and all of the packs and whatnot. Like I said, there's a lot to go over in this article, but right quick, I have prepared some toddlers and infants and a teen and some parents and a whole little family and house for us to play in and really test out some of these. I'm going to write some of them down in particular that I want to make sure to get to. Overall, we're just kind of looking for everything we just read, and we're going to play a couple of days, but I'm going to try to speed through it as fast as I can, like at least double speed most of it, because 3 days is a lot for a video that is a patch update video. Hey, you guys remember earlier when I was like, we're going to do this 100 baby style? Yeah, that was not a joke. Pretty much going to be doing this 100 baby style for 3 days of gameplay. So much that I have actually brought back the house and the Sim for my A to Z baby challenge, which if you were around a few years ago or maybe have watched some older stuff on my channel, that was a popular series that I had going on for about a few years ago, and it was really fun. I've always enjoyed doing the baby challenges. I've done actually a number of baby challenges, but I think the A to Z one was the one I had honestly the most fun with. So this is the house that we ended up here. We have the Sim, and like I said, we're going to be playing 3 days. So since is the day I have put the other Sims in the household in, which I'll get to that in a minute, I didn't need to make today a holiday because there's no reason for the teen to go to school, but I didn't want the teen to go to school at all. So the next 2 days that we're playing, because we're playing till I'll probably say around dinner time on Thursday, actually around 9 or 10 o'clock on Thursday, we're going to end this little mini test run. And each one of the days I had to make a holiday so the teen had a reason to stay in from school, but I both gave them just one tradition. It's both stuff that I wanted to test out. So we have no school, literally it's just the holidays, just no school, and you have to tell stories. So we're going to test out the toddler asking to read books and whatnot. That day, we can go ahead and have the last day, literally the holiday is called last day, and we're going to end it with Father Winter at seeing if the toddlers can check off the Father Winter aspiration now. So we're going to go ahead and play those days, and real quick, let me introduce you to these Sims because you probably will only recognize 2 of them, and one of them is not because of my channel. So this is my A to Z baby challenge, Mama Angel Zimmer. She is the perfect mom. I already had her go ahead and fix us a bunch of food and whatnot, and basically now that she's not doing the A to Z baby challenge, all her kids are adults, she has has now gotten in a relationship with little Simsies Stanley Humphrey. And basically, he is the sim that I start out with in the video that I'm posting next. And these end up being some of his children, and they are all in different life stages. So none of them are in their young adult stage like they were in the video that's coming next. So you don't see quite what I'm going to be posting tomorrow, but you can see kind of a hint of it. I was like, you know what? Since I haven't posted the video yet, I wanted to post it before now. Might as well use some of the Sims from that video. So if you want to know who these Sims are better, go ahead and wait for that video. But basically their names here, the teenager is Sprout, and then we have two toddlers. So we have Gordon and Tommaso, and then we have three infants, which is Broccoli, Ratty, which is the one in her arms, and then the one in the brown is Capra. Those are the Sims that we're going to be keeping care of. I wanted a teenager here just because there was something with the reading that I wanted to test the teenagers, but also I thought we could use the help because we're not going 100 baby style 100%. It's not just going to be Angel. These are Stanley's kids, so there's no reason to put all the work on Angel. So she has the help of a teen, she has the help of Stanley, but we all know Angel's the master. We'll probably be looking to her a lot. I have talked about some of the things I want to test out, but real quick, let me go ahead and break it down for you exactly which ones that I'm looking for throughout the 3 days and what are some specific ones that I wanted to target in this. We obviously are just kind of looking for all the stuff we read in general, but the most one is I want to see how many milestones we get by the end of the 3rd day, because it says that you're supposed to be able to get most of them by a 3rd day. So we'll test that out. Randomly putting the infants down or picking them up, I want to see how much that is fixed. Cleaning up diapers and bottles when there's trash cans around, you'll see that I have plenty of those around. Auto baths, I've literally went through the house and changed out anything that wasn't a tub to a tub and shower combo. We have one tub off the nursery that's just a tub, but the rest is tub and shower combos now. I want to see how much quicker it feels. They said they split the interactions of keeping care of the infants like in half, like the feeding time and all of that. So I really want to test that out to see if it feels faster. And then specifically, I want to see where infant care interactions should now appear on the pie menu when they're needing something, and specifically, and I want to see if eating baby food gives a faster boost to their hunger like it says it would. I want the toddlers to ask for presents from Father Winter, and then toddlers, I also want them to go around and ask a couple different people to read to them and test that out. And then for more than just the toddlers and infants, I want to see about the waking up from different noises in the bed. That's infants, toddlers, teenagers, everyone. I want to test that out. And then also being able to cuddle and both simultaneously get in the bed at once as a couple, like an adult couple, being able to cuddle, get in the bed simultaneously, and then cancel the cuddling without waking everyone up. And then also seeing if both sides of the bed can be claimed. So throughout these 3 days, that's kind of mainly what I'm looking for. But I also have read you guys the whole list of infants and sleep and whatnot. We're just kind of keeping an eye out for pretty much any of that and seeing if any of it fails from where it said that was going to. So real quick, I will warn you, this looks very much like a 100 baby challenge house. I have renovated some, but some of it we're just not going to even need or use. Like, it's just like this garden, we have Patchy to keep care of that. We're fine. But basically, I have went ahead and laid out all the mats and all the colors. We'll go back to that in a minute. But the areas you're going to need to know is this is the living room. We'll probably test out the reading, asking to read in here. This is the kitchen where we get our food. We have the nursery for the toddlers and infants, which I just realized I don't know if they can they get into the bed from the bottom? That way they can get on both sides. Okay, but we have the nursery here. I put down some of the new play mats that we're going to test out. There's sleeping for all of them, plus some diaper changing areas with the machines. Of course, potty training chairs as well. Here's a tub there. This is mom's room and her bathroom. Angel here has her room, same as before, except I put a speaker in here to test out that perhaps if we get to that. that. And then Sprout got her own room. So these both used to be rooms with literally just a closet, a mirror, and bunk beds. And I've given Sprout her own teenage bedroom that locks so no one else can come in here. And then also, even though Stanley is technically Angel's boyfriend, I wanted him to have his own room. But also, I put this crib in here because this is the room I specifically want to see if the TV will show up in a little pop-up if it's on. And I also have a speaker in here to test that out for the infants. And of course, all the other bedrooms have stuff that I can test it out with the adults and teenagers and whatnot. But honestly, I just love how Stanley's room turned out. It just honestly adorable. I saw the TV and I was like, yeah, I gotta do that. And it's almost Pride Month, so I had to use the Pride beds. It's not quite Pride Month, but it's almost there. And oh god, we still have paintings from Angel's old kids. And maybe we can put those up. This one's, actually not done, so I'll just put that in the inventory. But look, we have some stuff from the old kids. And then there's a bunch of bathrooms back here as well. That's the main areas you'll really need to know. There's a side yard with toddler stuff in it, so they may come out here or come out to the pool. But other than that, those are really the main areas. And then these are the actual play mats, which these are so cute. I'm actually kind of obsessed with them. I know I've actually already mentioned them in another video and showed like the preview picture, but just even in game, I feel like most items in game are always just so much cuter when you actually go into the game versus like the actual picture. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing. Like the fact there's 3 sets, that's not 2 mini swatches, but it also gives us a little bit of variety. And basically we have these sheep ones, which is the blue sheep is where I ended up putting around everywhere. And then my favorite one out of all of them is actually the one on the left all the way in the middle row. This purple with like the bright neons. It literally gives me like Pump It Up and arcade and mini putty, like early 2090s like carpet vibe, like glow in the dark like black light carpet. That's what that makes me think of, and I am obsessed with it. I want to build a nursery just around that. I think we have a carpet that would be perfect for that because we kind of have that carpet I'm thinking about in game. Oh, so how I want to do a nursery just based around that now. And then we have the same swatch but in blue and green. Not my favorites, but I really like it in the dark purple. And then this last one I also really like. It's just like some stitched circles and ovals on top of like this quilted plaid. But we have like a neutral one, which I think is really nice. We don't have a lot of neutral ones. The fact that it's coming to the base game is really nice. We have this like pastel, like Fluttershy Pinkie Pie color situation. And then we have like a brighter blue, pink, orange, green, bunch of just like bright colors. So these are really cute. I really like these, but obviously we're not going to keep all of them. We don't even have that many. We can put these out. Let's make them neutral because I was complimenting the neutral one, but we can put these out. I would like it to where maybe I can put some infant toys for them. So maybe we can put some like brown toys on this one, and we can have a little kitty cat over here on this one. That's actually really cute. We'll put the little pink gummy bear. So they have some infant toys that they can grab. The toddlers can also grab them if they want it. I know they already have toys, but I want to just buy them some new ones. Oh, I didn't put that table back, so let me center that table. I like having it there. It fills in the space. I think we can go ahead and start our gameplay. So first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to remind you I'm playing without mods, so I can't individually cheat their need, but I am probably going to keep cheating the needs of the teenager and the adults because I'm mainly focused on the needs of the kids. So I won't be cheating the kids' needs, but I am going to be pressing make happy on these a lot. And I guess the first thing we can do is, considering that the mat was supposed to be a base game object, I kind of am curious if it's even going to have all the same interactions the normal ones do. So real quick, I'm going to have everyone take everyone else to be carried on a mat. Does she put her down first? No, she actually went ahead and just straight picked her up, or not picked her up, but kept her in her arms and kept going. That's amazing. Love that for us. All right, so we can go see if the mat has any interactions we can do. Is there anything I can have you really do right now? I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to do the aspirating. Yeah, most of the stuff with the toddler, I'm mainly waiting on the holidays and just seeing if they do stuff first. So I guess they could both perhaps come in here and play with each other in the tent, because that will get their fun and their social up, which is looking like what some of them need. We don't quite need potty training yet. And let's have them come place these on the mat. Come on, place them on the mat. Oh, you just picked them back up off the mat. But why? What are you doing? You're just holding her. See, that's one of the things they were supposed to fix. But no. Okay, put you down. I need them to go down on the mat, please. Put down on mat. There we go. And now that they're all here, get a picture of them with the new play mats. Yeah, something like this. That's cute. But can you even do the stuff on here? Because I assumed it would be like, yeah, you can do the interactions on here. So I was like, is it because it's base game? Or are they going to have the interactions? But I'm assuming it's if you have growing together, they have the interactions to either look at toys or go night night. I guess, Broccoli, we're going to make you independent and you're going to go ahead and get some toy looking in so we can start working on milestones. And then let's see, we'll keep care of the needs of the other two. And your needs are honestly not that bad except for attention. Maybe I can just give y'all some attention for now. We've already tested randomly picking them up, putting them down. We'll be doing that. We can't give them bottles until they get hungry. We can't change their diaper until they get hungry. We're waiting on auto baths. So I guess we're kind of waiting around till they have less needs and just seeing what they automatically do. And also, this is the first day, so we will be playing with game options. Go to gameplay. The caregiver anatomy on right now, and tomorrow we're going to be turning it off to see what helps. So let's see kind of what they do on their own. Maybe we have Broccoli do that and we can set up Stanley to, oh, we're already talking with her. Perfect. We can play peekaboo. Maybe we do interactions that's not tummy time with her so we can like comfort her. Maybe we can talk to her, or let's play with her and then we can maybe friendly small talk to her. Just try to get some of her skills up that aren't tummy time. We can kiss her and play peekaboo. Angel, let's go ahead and you know what to do, girl. Tummy time the freak out of him. Oh, do I have to wait on her to finish with that? Okay, thank you. Right, but we are going to tummy time and actions tummy time. And honestly, you girl, maybe you can just kind of do what you want at the moment. What you want to do, you're gonna go watch TV. Can you watch TV not in his room? Maybe watch TV in the living room instead, so you guys can do that. Everyone else can be in here. Oh, and she's bored. Okay, I'm wondering if she will just try to start keeping care of them. Are you done tummy time? I was about to say more tummy time, girl, more tummy time. And it also says that the needs are supposed to go down slower, so we'll say at least the feeding. And we got 2 milestones already. Fantastic. Let's go. Let's see, Stanley, how many interactions you have left? Imagination skill 2 of the imagination. Oh, and you stopped tummy time reading. Okay, let's see. And you're sad from outshine from watching sibling milestone. Well, you know what? You're not getting much attention from this. And you guys are both starting to get to where you need to go potty. So maybe real quick, let's go ahead and have Sprout come in here. I want you to potty train Gordon 3 times. And then Tommaso, I want you to potty help from Stanley. And then that leaves you here to maybe work on, we'll really work on the tummy time with Ratty. Let's see, Ratty doesn't really need anything right now, so we'll have her go ahead and queue this up some more. And then I'm gonna have you play with toys now, try to get that interaction up, and you start looking at toys and getting up some milestones. So let's do that. Fast forward everyone doing that. Let's check on the toddlers. You cancel potty training with her. Why? Okay, you are gonna do it. It just, oh, that's right, because I queued it up from her on him. Oh, and she got the reach milestone. All right, good on you. Did he cancel? Okay, I was about to say, if you canceled because of her milestone, I was about to get pissed, but no. All right, so we're gonna potty train them a little bit, because if we can get to where they can potty train on their own, that would actually be fantastic. And also, if they potty train enough, they might have a blowout, and I can see if they'll automatically give them a bath. I may do that a bit. Angel, you quit the tummy time. Let's see. Let's also check on their needs. So you're starting to need attention, bladder, hunger. You need bladder and hunger. You need bladder and hunger. Okay, so let's actually cancel you looking at toys and stuff, because I'm gonna have you, since you just did the grab milestone, we are getting milestones way faster, I will say. I'm gonna have, maybe, can they talk to each other yet? Yeah, we can smile at Capra. Let's have them like just interact with each other a little bit. You can come here and look at toys. Oh wait, hold on, not look at toys, because that's the thing. Let's watch him and smile at him and smile at him, smile at him. All right, so we'll have them interact with each other. Angel, how about you come keep care? Instead of you going night night, you come here and we can go ahead and bottle feed, so we can see if they clean up the bottle on their own. Oh, we also have the feeding preference. It has the actual description over it now, but let's go ahead and get fed. So let's see if it queues it up and does it the first time. Okay, good. We got this. Let's cradle the infant. Which potty training are y'all on? Let's see. How far along in the potty skill are you? You're nowhere near. I was about to say, you don't look like you're quite there. Go ahead and get you to potty help from Stanley, and that means he should be done here in a second. There we go. Potty help from her, and then I want to potty help from her, and you're bottle feeding her. Let's see if this feels quicker. Did you bottle feed her? Did I miss it? Oh, I did miss it. Wow, that was fast. That was actually really fast, and she got the love to be held quirk. That's annoying, actually. Hold on, can we use your diaper? See if you have a blowout. I want to see if you have a blowout while mom gives you attention. Let's maybe cuddle her while she uses her diaper. Oh, she put her down first. You put her down first. Oh, but it was to clean up a bottle. One thing kind of overruled the other, so you canceled the interaction and put her down, but also you did the cleaning by yourself. So okay, but let's go ahead. Mom, you're kind of on these on your own here, so let's check their needs real quick. You are probably going to sleep. Yeah, you just went to sleep. Okay, well, I don't want to wake them up, but I do want to keep care of their needs. Let's see. You are really good, so you can go ahead and go night night. Do Ratty, because I'm gonna have him use his diaper, and Mom, you can come here and let's see. Change diaper is first on the pie menu, but is he hungry? He's not quite hungry yet, but does it show up to, yeah, it does show up to bottle feed him though, so it is showing up with what he needs, which is really good. Is there anything else he needs? No, that's pretty much all he needs, so that worked out really well. Are y'all doing the potty of the training? Oh, it looks like you're asking for a bath on your own. Oh, that's great. It actually worked. Well, it canceled, but it worked. Okay, you're almost to your potty skill, bro. You're so close. Just go ahead and ask for potty help, Sprout. One more time and you got this, and for you also one more time and you got this. Oh, and she changed the diaper on the changing table. Didn't even think that she would do that. She had the pee on caregiver though, which is adorable. Okay, are your needs pretty much taken care of? Yeah, you can ask to get carried here by Angel. Let's see if that works. Oh, potty skill level 2, baby. Let's go. You down, and let's see. Capra, you need to go potty, so let's have you go potty, and then we are going to ask to get fed by Angel, and then Angel, I also want you to change her diaper. You're on the potty. Are the toddlers hungry? Not really. The infants actually are doing decently well on their hunger. Those definitely are going down lower, as well as the energy bar went down slightly lower, still faster than the toddler for sure. sure. But the hunger, I can definitely tell a difference in. Yeah, we'll take the free money. Sure. I'm not going to argue with that. We have a bunch of kids. And let's see, are you going to go ahead and put her down to sleep after that? Yeah, you should be able to get carried here by Angel. And then are you going to go to sleep? Yeah, you went to sleep. Automatically changing her diaper. I thought you already did that. My bad. Okay, we also have the gassy quirk. Fun. These are horrible. Okay, teenager privileges. You get to clean everything. Okay, let's go ahead and wait. You're already cleaning them. That's fantastic. But I want you to clean all of them. All of them, please. Stanley, I want you to go ahead and get the food out for the toddlers. So let's go ahead and open, and we will bring out some grilled cheese over here. 17 minutes. Never mind. Never mind. Throw those away. How about these? Are they going to go bad? 2 hours. We got this. How many plates are there? 3. Okay, Angel, are you going to get food? No, you're going to relax. Honestly, I don't blame you. I'll let you. You kind of deserve it. He kind of just brought all these kids into your house. So let's go ahead and have you grab a serving. Wow, their attention isn't getting up from the potty training as well as it used to. We will go ahead and have you clean this one. Stanley, are you getting hungry? Yeah, you're getting hungry. So maybe you can also grab a serving. Oh, you're not asleep. Are you trying to go to sleep? No, you need to try to go night-night. Okay, the only one that's going to wake up soon is Broccoli. So we'll leave her asleep. Stanley's going to eat. After you get done cleaning, I think you deserve to grab some leftovers. Oh, of course, he's a picky eater. Oh, wait, I was supposed to test to see if the food made it go up. Aw, man. Let's see. Did you eat the food? Oh, you didn't eat the food. Okay, I'll let you relax while Hot Dog Man, let's go ahead and have you perhaps give food to Gordon. Since he's a picky eater, we can maybe give him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If, he gets his hunger all the way up instead of just a little bit. And this hopefully will also give him maybe some attention. Oh, wait, let's see. Come here. Can you put the infant in the high chair? Yeah, there you go. Those are all asleep. Thomas, you ate your food just fine. You are so not a picky eater. You are so good. And Sprout, are you doing anything right now? No, you're just watching TV. Wait, can you actually give some attention to Tommaso? Because his attention is somehow low. So maybe we can go here. Maybe also work on some milestones with them. So we could let's do some small talk. So we can talk about day. Maybe we can, I don't want to read the toddler book till tomorrow. I'm trying to wait till that tomorrow. Maybe we can play. We can go ahead and give them some affection. We can give them a family kiss. We can go ahead and friendly small talk, get to know. Just give them some attention here. Gordon, oh wow, that hunger went up immediately. That actually was really good. That actually works now. That actually works. Okay, I appreciate that. There's an awake infant. I was going to see if you could do anything. All you can really do is let out. So let's go ahead and let you out real quick because I actually need Mom to do some more cooking. She didn't make as much food as I thought she did. So I'm going to let her finish cleaning. And Stanley, let's see, you're cradling the infant. Oh, you're already in here. It looks dirty, but it says it's clean. It's so weird. Okay, yeah, go let him out. And then let's see, how is his needs? He needs attention. Let's see, what do you need? You're actually okay kind of on everything. So can you just play with toys right now? Let's see, you're fussing because you're not being held. Look at toys. I thought you were further along on the playmat than this. Stanley, stop cradling the infant. I need you to play with Gordon on Stanley. So if you will come here, teach to talk, maybe hug lovingly, we can perhaps play. Perhaps we can clean up a little bit. Mom, I want you to cook here. If you can go ahead and cook, let's cook something nice. Just randomly scroll. Let's go ahead and do some gumbo. Okay, the toddler's being played with. You're working on milestones. Let's see, anyone else about to wake up? And of course, as soon as I ask that question, it goes from one infant being awake to all 3 of them being awake. Fantastic. Okay, well, it looks like Mom very quickly finished that meal. Yay, level 10. And we also got frequently sneezes. And we also unlocked the coo milestone. Fantastic. Okay, I'm not going to complain about them waking up early because because that way hopefully they'll sleep through the night a little bit better. But we should probably go ahead and start paying a little bit of attention to them. Is the toddlers are pretty decent. They could use some fun, so maybe they could talk to each other real quick. You come here and hug lovingly and make funny faces and babble to sibling and sing a song, blow a kiss, and you two entertain each other for a minute while the adults come and keep care of these children. And then we'll start working on some of the testing of the sleeping between the adults and the infant. Can you use your diaper automatically yet? Okay, how about all of y'all go ahead, all y'all that can. You can't yet. I don't have cheats to cheat their needs down. Okay, use their diaper. Really, Khali has the worst needs, so mainly we just need to pay attention to her. So mom, I'm gonna go ahead and let's see, she does need to breastfeed, and that is in there. She also does need a bath, but I do want to work on auto bath, so I'm not going to select that. Oh, they said something about the back carrier working. Maybe she could test out the back carrier. You go ahead, you're using your diaper, but let's go ahead and have you come and bottle feed is what I want to do. Baby care, let's go ahead and bottle feed. Stanley, stop playing with the toddler. Stop doing that. I want you to go ahead and talk to Capra. And then Capra, were you hungry? You're kind of hungry. You could come here and perhaps bottle feed a little bit. Mom, of course, is deciding to finish her food first. Go figure. Okay, the toddlers have stopped talking to each other. Needs are okay. Maybe they'll go play with each other. No, we do not have time to talk, baby. I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and play make believe with our brother. It's always a safe bet to have the lullaby station going. So let's go ahead and turn on the lullaby station. They're gonna get real tired of the lullaby station, but it's fine. Alright. You are talking to her, and we'll test out the back carrier. Grim Reaper's calling. I'm good. I'm good. You're getting hungry, but I think you're about to get fed. Also, can you use your diaper? Yeah, you can use your diaper. Stanley, you gonna feed her? Okay, I need you to bottle feed her. Of course, he puts her down first and cancels the interaction. Oh, wait, never mind. He didn't cancel the interaction. Alright, everyone's doing what they're supposed to. I think since all infants are good, we're going to... Oh, you still need to be fed. Let's see. Are you feeding her anytime soon? I wanted you to put her in the back carrier after you fed her. It was about to do it beforehand, and of course it canceled. Baby care, bottle feed, and then put in back carrier. And then you were putting her down. Okay, how about instead of putting her down there, you go ahead and perhaps put her or him, I can't remember, put him in bed. Stanley, how about with the one you're doing, you can go ahead and take her upstairs and we can try out her getting woken up by the TV. Putting her to sleep got shortened in time. That would actually be fantastic. Oh, she's about to come watch comedy. At least let her go to sleep first before we turn on the TV. And also, did you just oh yeah, you have gas. That's right. Keep care of yourself. Take a brisk shower. Use the restroom. And then before you turn on TV, I was wanting you to try to actually put her to sleep, but I guess you're not going to do that. Wait for her to actually go to sleep. Oh, look, she is in the back carrier, though. That's actually really cute. What else is she in? She's tired. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put her in a cradle to go to sleep. So let's get put to bed by Angel, please. Check on the toddlers real quick. Oh, you are so tired, and all your other needs are good. Your attention is not fully up. Okay, but you're also super tired. Potty and go to bed so you can go to sleep. We'll get your attention up when you wake up in the morning. That's fine. You're still trying to go night-night. How are you still trying to go night-night? How about let's go ahead and relax again. Actually, you could just go ahead and use the restroom real quick. Use the restroom. You don't have to shower or anything, but you can let her fall asleep real quick. Perhaps if she'll go to sleep. Are you going to go to sleep? Yeah, go to night-night. There you go. Why are you refusing to go night-night? Oh, because mom's coming in here to watch her an interrupter. Loud noises. Okay. Well, it interrupted her trying to go to sleep. I was trying to wait for her to actually go to sleep, but it turned it on and interrupted her trying to go to sleep. I guess that works too. And it got the little pop-up that the TV, specifically which TV was on, which is nice. Turn that off. Sprout, can you actually come and perhaps come here, pick her up out here and put her in the crib downstairs, because I want Stanley and Angel real quick. Oh, do you have to pee? No, I'll let you pee. I don't want a bladder failure. Stanley, stop playing TV just for a minute. Maybe just read something. Can you just read something while Sprout comes and gets the baby and Angel goes and pees? Angel, when you're done peeing, come here. And then I'm going to try to get them to both get in the bed. And then I will see if I can assign the bed. And I also will see if music will wake them up. So Sprout, I wanted you to pick her up because I wanted you to put her down. Put her to sleep here. Maybe we can see if the putting to sleep works this time or if it's going to cancel again. And Stanley, you and Angel actually come downstairs to test this out because I wanted to have it be down here. Right quick, will you two both relax and relax real quick. I just want to make sure. Does it put her right to sleep or she still has to try going night-night? But at least it put her into going night-night that time. So Sprout, how about you go do something fun? You're going to go kick the soccer ball or talk in the mirror. That works perfectly. How about you two try to come and first let's go ahead and just both go to sleep in the bed. This is fine. We can at least have them try to get in the bed. Okay, they can both get in the bed, and now we are going to not wake up. We are going to... No one, Stanley can cuddle with... Yes, she is. We have a romantic relationship with her. Interesting. So saying if they're already both asleep in the bed, you can't like switch them to cuddle because it'll say no one's nearby. Okay, well let's both get up then. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. But let's now see if we can cuddle in bed with Stanley. Okay, so if you want your Sims to cuddle in bed, you have to ask them to cuddle in bed. They can't just be asleep and then just like find each other and cuddle up. That's just a little bit sad. Okay, but let's make sure it works. And they did say you should be able to stop cuddling, if I remember correctly. I do want to get a picture of her cuddling a hot dog though. That's a memory I need. So let's see. Let's have them cuddle in bed first. And then what if we have her, we just stop cuddling, go to sleep cuddling. Oh, they're just cuddling right now. They're not even sleeping. Okay, try going to sleep cuddling. You went to sleep, you went to sleep. You have to do it in stages. This is a whole thing if you want them to cuddle. You can't just do like cuddle while asleep. You have to like assign it. Okay, well now can we stop cuddling if we click on... Well, it doesn't want us to click on Stanley specifically because they're so close together. Okay, what if I just click on... Nope, it still wakes them both up. So where it said... No, wait, hold on. Is she still asleep? It says it was going to wake her up. I think she went back to sleep. It woke her up for a minute and then she went back to sleep. That's improvement. And last thing I want to test, Stanley, you're going to be a douchebag and you're going to turn on... It is midnight and you're going to go ahead and turn on some Afro beats. She gets up. I would like her to turn it off immediately. Yeah, it did it. Okay. So basically everything that it said it was going to fix, it like takes a few steps or it takes a minute to kick in, but it does eventually work, which is useful. So that is a lot of what I wanted to see. I was able to see most in one day. I still want to see how many milestones we can get. And basically we need to do the asking for presents and also asking to read. Most of the other stuff that I wanted to see in Pacific, we already pretty much saw. Most of it worked. But I am just curious how many milestones we can get. And also, I haven't seen them give an auto bath yet. Technically, I have seen them get asked to give a bath, but then it canceled. Oh, I did say, it's kind of cute they're both out here together in the pool area, but I was going to see if the signing to both sides of the bed works. So Stanley, can you be assigned to the left side of the bed and it show up? Yep, it works again. Okay, so you can assign two people to the same bed again, but honestly, I like you kind of having your own room. So we're actually going to assign you to this bed. I think, oh, we got the first blowout. The first blowout, that means you're stinky. You should be. Yeah, you're stinky. Oh, you're stinky too. And you're all stinky. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually put them to sleep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward till most of the infants are awake, and then I'm going to play on autonomy until the first one is a bath, or maybe even the first two, and then I'm going to turn autonomy off for 24 hours and see what a difference it makes. But by the time we get back, they'll be awake and all of the adults' needs will be back to being perfect, because like I said, we don't need to cheat the kids' needs, but I am going to cheat the adults' needs. Alright, so the first kid is awake and Angel is right here to keep care of him. I feel like I've been calling it him a her, and it's a him. I don't know. I'm horrible with pronouns when they're this little, honestly. But we are going to go ahead and keep care of his needs. Like I said, we're going to play until one of them gets bathed autonomously. She is the one that needs it the most. Like, she has the actual hygiene down, but they're all stinky. They all need diaper changes at this point, and I kind of just like want one of them to be bathed before I give any of them full diaper changes. I don't know, because like the hygiene can be fixed from a diaper change. So I would really like at least one of them to get a bath, and I would really, if I have my cheats, I would cheat all of their hygiene really down low just to see who would get a bath first. But let's not focus on that. Let's go ahead and focus on going ahead and bottle feeding this baby, have her use her diaper and see if she could get a blowout. That would be great. Can you get a blowout and get dirty? No blowout? Okay. Well, I can still feed you, but she has gotten the gardening skill. I kind of wonder if she should just go ahead and just do all of it. I mean, why not? Go ahead and spray for bugs as well, at least until we actually need you. When we actually start needing you, then you can come out to play. But we only have one kid awake right now, so does that really need it? Perhaps you to go ahead and wake up, and Stanley, you can go ahead and keep care of her. So maybe bottle feed her. Let's see, is there anything she needs? Hunger? No, she was gonna ask for a bath. She was gonna ask for a bath and then I interrupted it. Okay, hold on. I don't know if he queued it up automatically. Something's nasty. React to blowout. Oh, there we go. Okay, hold on. Maybe if he reacts to the blowout, he'll do an autonomous bath. And we also got another milestone from that one that got put down on the ground. Are any of them gonna get baths? Why are you being put on the mat? I told you to feed her and you are canceling to talk with Stanley. Why do you not want to feed them? Bottle feed them. I know they're gross, but if you would just like autonomously give them a bath, this wouldn't be a problem. Can you go here? She could really use your help with your kids. I'm just saying. Oh, we got another blowout. Yes. No, I don't have time to talk with my actual children. I'm keeping care of my boyfriend's kids. Okay, you're going potty. You're going potty. Good. I don't want you to play dolls afterwards, though. Just Stanley, let's go ahead and have you open the fridge real quick so we can pull out some food and do some chicken stir fry right here. You're doing tummy time unlock. Let's see. You're looking at toys, playing with toys. The other one is awake, though, and needs fed. So, Stanley, if you could come here. Let's not change diaper. I want to actually bottle feed. Maybe we'll cuddle and he'll realize she needs to be bathed. She needs to be bathed on your own. Milestone reach. We are reaching milestones like crazy though. Let's see. Bathe! Yes! It worked! It worked! They finally set up to bathe on their own. Stanley, don't you mess this up. Don't you mess this up. Give her a bath. Give her a bath. If this isn't... Let's see. Nope, she's fussing. She's fussing and Stanley's ignoring her. So they have made it where they try to be like, hey, I need a bath. But it doesn't always work. We're cooing with Angel. Are you giving us a bath now? You're changing her diaper. We did get an autonomous change diaper after she asked to be bathed. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's not the best. They're technically not giving them a bath automatically. They are attempting to. It's just not working. Like I said, sometimes you gotta take what they say with a grain of salt. But Mom, let's go ahead. Let's see. Broccoli has been dirty this whole time. Give a bubble bath to Broccoli. She deserves a bubble bath, not just a bath, a bubble bath. And let's see, Stanley, how about you give a bath to the one you're holding? So can we get a bubble bath from Stanley? And Sprout, you're still working on the garden. Let's see, Patchy will wake up and keep care of the rest of it, and you can come give this one a bath. So Reggie's not as dirty as the other ones, but I wouldn't mind getting a bubble bath from Sprout real quick. There we go. And the toddlers are eating perfect. Oh, the storytelling tradition actually gets ignored by toddlers. Interesting, because I do want to test out them with the storytelling. I just gotta get all the infants happy first. She does need to use her diaper again. Maybe she should do that before she gets put in the bath. I don't know. If she has another blowout, it's fine. She's not as tired as the other ones. Oh, we just got another milestone. Oh, mom's getting another call. Probably. Oh, it's not from one of her children. It's from Frank from MCR. Sorry, we're out of the baby making condition. And I'm not even reading the milestones. I'm just like, oh, we have even more milestones now. But weren't you supposed to be bathing or doing something with one of the kids? Yeah. Why aren't you bathing the kid? Can you come here? I want you to get a bubble bath. Not from Sprout. I want you to get a bubble bath from Angel. Stanley, you're going to relax. You know what? That's fine. Let's see. What are you doing? You're in the crib. They all need to use their diaper. I feel like I should just risk it and give them all the chance to use their diaper again, even though they're just getting baths. Mom, you're all uncomfortable from dirty diapers. Are there still dirty diapers? Okay, I've been seeing them clean the bottles up. I'm going to help them a little bit with that. Also, I'm going to put this food up because I did drag it out. Okay, so maybe all of these kiddos could try taking a little nap here. Wait, why are you yelling at the kid? Oh, you're reacting to a blowout. If you have a blowout, maybe you should have a diaper change then. We needed some toddlers to ask people for story. So one of the things was that they can now ask teens for stories. Sprout, you're in here. So how about you come here, and I want toddler to, there's no toddler books. Pull this out. Can you put from this book? Let's see, story. You know what? I loved Charlotte's Pig, Wilbur, and have you ask Sprout. Let's see if you can get the milestone with that, perhaps. And also, can we turn on some music? Why can you look at books and the other one couldn't? Huh, that's so weird. Now that I have the first bookshelf, all the bookshelves work. Oh, look at Lost Journey. I didn't realize you could do that. But the story reading is working with the teenager. That is good to know. You're going to look at a book on your own, and maybe then it would inspire you to ask for group story. So we need to tell a story or read toddler a book. So how about you come here? Let's see. Do both of you want to? Of course, you all want to complete the tradition, and there's only 2 toddlers. Well, maybe mom will tell a group story, and Stanley, you can, since you're sitting here watching, you can have this guy ask to, can you not ask him to read you the book if you have the skill to read it? Book help, Stanley. I want the book help from Stanley, please. We'll make a group of the toddlers and tell them the story in a minute while the infants are asleep. And hopefully this counts as checking off their tradition, because of course it doesn't fully check off their tradition just by telling one story. Maybe they can complete the tradition by telling each other stories. Mom, I want you to go ahead, more choices, actions, form a group with just the toddlers, and then all of you guys can come sit over here together. Maybe we can just tell everyone. I mean, everyone's in here, so maybe let's just all listen to the story, since we all the adults want to complete the tradition still anyways. So they're telling their story, she's telling their story. Let's get through the story. Everybody listen. It doesn't want to check off. Oh my god, I literally can't cheat it because I don't have my UI cheats. What's going on? Oh, you're just playing peekaboo. It like panned to him and he had his hands over his face, and I was like, what's wrong? The speaker broke. But it is nighttime. The infants are not fully rested, but they're all hungry. Boys, you both about need to go potty and you need to eat. So let's have you guys go potty real quick, and then adults, it is time to take your place in feeding the infants. All right, wake up. wake up on this Wednesday night. Let's go ahead and wake up. All right, I want you to go ahead and bottle feed Pretty, please. Choices open. Let's pull out the Franken beans, I guess. We're gonna have gas tonight. All right, grab a serving, and you can grab a serving. And then honestly, I'm probably going to need to give them baths as well once we get done with the infants. So could you all perhaps put them on the play mats? We're also going to cheat the needs of the adults because no reason to put extra stress on ourselves. How about you come here and you can friendly activities, tummy time. Can you actually teach her to talk yet? No, but you can still do tummy time together. Okay, let's go ahead and do tummy time with her as well. Try to get some of these milestones up. And then you, instead of playing with Stanley, can go ahead and play with toys. Look at toy. Or no, I want you to go to sleep. I will play with toys and then try to go night night. We just got the laugh milestone. Let's have you mop and clean this up. Clean this up. Watching a milestone. You tend to get upset about that, so I'm actually going to cancel that. Get baths from Sprout real quick. Let's see. While they work on that, why didn't you eat? Wait a minute. Either of y'all ate. Eat the gumbo. You'll get a bath once you eat. You're gonna get more messy once you eat anyways. Oh, we got the sit-up milestone. That's fantastic. And the lift-up head milestone. That's also fantastic. Let's see. Mom, are you done with your... No, you're doing tummy time again. Stanley, are you... No, you're doing tummy time again. Whoever's done eating first will get the bath first. Who can eat the fastest? Who can eat the fastest? So instead of going and watching TV, can you give this little guy a bubble bath, please? And thank you. Let's give you a bubble bath. Stanley, you're changing her diaper. Oh crap, I was gonna turn off the... Okay, I was going to turn off the auto care. I was going to do it for 24 hours. I guess the last 24 hours. Well, maybe we'll do it 12. Let's do it 12. So we will go ahead and have them go to sleep and almost at the end of the holiday, and you literally didn't finish your traditions. Tell each other group stories. Before they wake up, I'm going to turn the infant autonomy off and we'll play about 12 hours and see what happens when I just can control them and they don't autonomously do something. And then when they're done telling their stories, I'll wake you up and you guys can take nap. Oh, you finished your story, Christian. You guys are almost done. Okay, you're not needing to be a part of this, so maybe you're asking for a bath. I appreciate that, but did you finish your story, Trishan? You two did not finish your story, Trishan. Tell a story. So let's funny stories. Tell a funny story. Let's go ahead and have you give Tommaso a bath. Gordon, stop trying to interrupt her story. Yeah, go take a sleep. Go take a sleep until the other one's done. Alright, your Trishan's done, but you still have to get your Trishan done. So let's go ahead and funny story. Tell a funny story again. You're determined to get a bath by Stanley, but I think I'm going to get a bath by Sprout unless Mom is done. You only have 2 more hours to finish this Trishan. Baby milestone stories. Don't spy on your dad. That's weird. How about instead you bath from Sprout. Sprout, stop spying on Stanley. I also need you to just go to bed when you're done passing out. Okay, and finally Mom has completed her milestone tradition, or not milestone, oh my god, tradition for the holiday. It only took till 2 in the morning. So we're gonna get all the kids to sleep. You're pretty much going to sleep. And then let's go ahead and actually turn off the autonomy now before I forget. So we are going to gameplay and we are going to disable caregiver autonomy for infants. Apply changes. So we're going to try this. You are awake. I actually want you to just go back to sleep. Hold on. Try to go night night. Don't fuss. Try to go night night. Are not fully rested. So you can go night night. You're still resting, but you need to go potty and you're about to wake up. Go back to sleep if you still need it. Oh, you love the water. Fantastic. I love that you're trying to nap, but you could just go to sleep in your bed. So I'm probably going to have everyone, all the adults, maybe come here and go watch TV together while the children actually sleep. I'm gonna kind of fast forward until some of of the kids are awake, and then try keeping care of them for like less than 12 hours without the autonomy on and see how that helps. Since Father Winter is literally the only tradition, I'll get just a little fireplace. Yeah, we can just get this very little one in the corner. Maybe they're planning on having a power outage and they got like an electrical fireplace. Alright, our first infant is awake and her needs are actually pretty good, but she did just have a blowout. 2 with a blowout, and one of the ones with the blowout is about to be awake and they're hungry. So we will see, we will test real quick. The toddlers or the infants are crying. Let's see if they end up trying to keep care of them at all. Oh, the infants are becoming friends with each other. Hey, let's see if we do nothing, if they will go to check on, because they're supposed to, with this setting, not check on them at all. Yeah, you're going to watch TV, you're just chilling. I was gonna say you could keep care of the toddlers, but no, the toddlers need their sleep, though he is really hungry, but I need them to get some sleep first. Oh, and you got the laugh milestone unlocked. I guess I could have had them working on milestones, but she's about to wake up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wake her up. Oh, she's sad. Okay, so adults, you get baths, so you go ahead, let's give a bubble bath to Capra. Mom, you can go ahead and give a bath to Broccoli, so you two can keep care of each other. Sprout, you're probably about to need a bath because I'm about to make you use the restroom. You are awake even though you're not fully asleep. Okay, I guess the toddlers are getting up early today. They're automatically asking for baths when they don't even need them at this point. Okay, well, that's a little rude. You guys are already awake anyways, so let's go ahead and maybe open up the fridge for you to eat. You haven't eaten some vegetable casserole yet, and grab a serving. You can go ahead and go here and grab a serving. And we're starting this around 6 o'clock, so by 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I will know keeping them, care of them without the autonomy on helps any. You are stinky. Let's go ahead and give you a bubble bath, so I guess I'll take you upstairs. So let's go ahead, give a bubble bath to Ratty. Pick up your baby. Pick up your baby. You are eating. Let's put the food away. I think maybe you two, what if you two actually came out here and practiced sliding together? Slide your heart out. And also this guy just keeps asking for baths. Like, they both just keep asking for baths. I'm going to clean that up because we have confirmed that they do clean up the diapers. You're hungry. What are you doing, Stanley? I need you to go ahead and bottle feed her. Everyone else at this point need to use your diaper again. Watch you get out of the tub, use your diaper, and immediately have to be put back in the tub. But yeah, I'm actually curious now. Where are you? And then I'm going to get you to use your diaper as soon as you get out of the tub. I'm genuinely curious. Nope. Okay, good job. Alright, but I do want you to not lay back in the crib and you not put her in the crib. I would actually like you to, and baby Carrot, let's go ahead and bottle feed her. That would be great. And also, I have noticed that they are putting them in the crib more. I was kind of hoping that they would be putting them on the mats more because they said they were supposed to autonomously want to do that now, but apparently not. Sprout, why are you putting the kid out there? The kid needs to eat. Can you actually bottle feed him? That would be great. Pretty good. You're being fed. Maybe they could all just work on some milestones real quick after they eat because they all are pretty good on their needs. Can we go ahead and talk with her? Get some talking milestones in her. Let's just talk with her like a ridiculous amount. Let's have you go ahead, instead of grabbing the food to clean up, how about you talk? Alright, I just set him up to talk about, and honestly, with the one you're keeping care of, wait, I just canceled the bottle feed. Oh, that's stupid of me. Did you get your feed in? No, you didn't. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Bottle feed, and then I actually wouldn't mind you doing some tummy time, so maybe you can put down Ratty and work on some tummy time with her. Get those milestones up a little bit. Toddlers, you guys are getting a little sleepy. Maybe you guys, when you guys are done playing on your slide, which you're done run way faster. Okay, well, you get less motion skill, I guess, because I want both of you guys to actually take a nap. There, you're supposed to be talking to toddlers, sir, or infants, not toddlers. We just got movement skill level 3, though. Oh, they're all tired. Are they all tired? Yeah, they're all getting tired. Okay, you know what? Everyone going to sleep sounds like a great idea, actually. You're going to sleep on your own. You're going to sleep on your own. So yeah, how about you go ahead and try to go night-night with the rest of your siblings. You're going to take a nap out in the thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to fast forward through everyone sleeping real quick. Maybe clean the house a little bit. Maybe, you know, Sprout, you're keeping care of cleaning. You're already keeping care. They're already all on the cleaning. They're just all like, we want this house to stop being dirty. All right, but I'm going to let them all go ahead and take a nap. Stop playing on the slide. You literally just keep queuing to play on the slide when you're tired. I'm going to fast forward all the kids sleeping, the adults clean, maybe give them a needs check. I will report back and see if they tried to mess with the infants while they're asleep or not. So all the infants are awake. We actually have about a little less than 5 hours till Father Winter comes here. So I have the toddlers sleeping and getting ready to ask Father Winter for a present to make sure that works. But I've just been working with the infants. For a while, I had them just talking to each other, and now I just have them all working on milestones individually because all their needs are pretty much good except for their tiredness and their hunger. So I'm going to let them play and see if anyone interrupts them to eat. So far, no one's interrupted them for anything. We changed their diaper and then they've been good. So we're going to see if anything changes with when they get hungry because they're supposed to not mess with them at all unless we tell them to. And I'm just going to have them work on milestones. The toddlers are going to rest. Father Winter will be here in less than 4 hours. Do whatever they want for once. So it's like Stanley and Mom are getting flirty and Sprout wants to kick the soccer ball with Dad. Oh, we just got the clap milestone. We like affection. Yeah, that totally seems right. Okay, we just became good friends. All right, but no one is messing with the infants, which is good. Ashley could totally work on some tummy time on your own. You're the only one that can work on tummy time on your own, so you might as well. But I do want them to work pretty much until they absolutely have to be fed. Maybe I can also have you guys go ahead use your diaper real quick because Father Winter is about to be here soon in like the next 2 hours. Stop with playing toys. Let's see, do you get a blowout? You didn't get a blowout, I don't think. No, you have a diaper rash. Oh, you're trying to go night-night. No, you guys didn't use your diaper. Don't try to go night-night. You're already trying to go night-night. So how about you get fed? Oh, you do need a diaper change, though. They all need a diaper change. Oh, Father Winter will be here soon. So maybe the toddlers can go ahead and get up and use the restroom real quick before Father Winter gets here. And we'll just double check so that we can ask him for a present. And by the end of that, I think I will come to my conclusion about the milestones, and then we'll probably go back to the list because this was a laundry list video, or not a laundry list video, a patch update video. All right, but Father Winter is supposed to be here. Yes, he's in summer clothes, but he is here. You two finish on the potty real quick and ask for a present. Whoever gets here first gets asked for a present first. Let's see. Father Winter, you better not be disappearing back into that fireplace. Ask for a present. Go, 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 go. Yeah, I think it worked. Will you get a present? Yay! The toddler got a present! It worked! It worked. I am curious what they got, though. I'm curious what they got. They got a Void Critter card. Santa, what is the toddler going to do with a Void Critter card? I need you to also ask for a present. Alright, and then we'll probably end the gameplay here as soon as Tommaso gets his present. So let's see. Did you get a better thing than a Void Critter card? What did you get, buddy? It's the Kids Experience Edition. Again, bro, what is a toddler going to do with that? But that kind of wraps up the actual physical gameplay I wanted to do. I pretty much tested out most everything I want to test out. Before I give my opinions on everything, let me just real quick check the milestones because that's the last thing that we were going to do. So I know about how many milestones that infants get in 3 days because I've done a lot of baby challenges and I've done a lot of playing with infants on short lifespan where they literally only have 3 days. So I know about how much an infant should get, but I'm going to look at the toddler first just to get an idea. I don't know as well with toddlers how much they should get in 3 days, but let's see how much they got. So first one, Gordon, let's view his milestones from toddler. Did he get any? Okay, he only got 4. That's not as good, but also this was supposed to be a prevent mainly for infants. Alright, Tommaso, we got a first nightmare on him. He got 5 because he got the first nightmare. I feel like that's almost worse. So those were the ones that we were working hard on the milestones with. So, okay. So we have 4, 3, 1, 3. You know what? I feel like that's not as many as I expected. I expected there to be more, but let's keep looking and see what we get. Oh, this one definitely has more. So maybe it depends on how much you worked on certain things, but this one got way more than I would normally get on a 3-day span with the infant. So far it's half and half. And this one, she got more in certain categories. Okay, so they are getting them a little bit fast. It felt like in the gameplay that the milestones were coming faster. I will say in active gameplay, it did feel way faster even while I was playing 100 Baby style. The actual look at them, I was expecting there to be, like, once I went to the chart, there to be more. So I was a little surprised there wasn't more, but you know what? This is fine. They still felt like they were coming faster. They obviously were coming at least a little bit faster because there were more on 2 out of 3 of them that I was expecting. So my final thoughts is we tested pretty much everything. First thing, the autonomy, turning off the autonomy, I love it. I don't know if I would use it in every situation. Honestly, in a household like this, where you would think you would probably use it more, I honestly would probably use it less because I already have to worry about 7 other Sims. What if I literally didn't do anything with the infant that could be taken away? But I would think in a household where there's less kids, so maybe my Rainbow Legacy Challenge, whereas right now I have 1 infant, a kid, and 2 adults, 1 animal, then, I would think, the infant would be good to turn off then because, we can be like, oh, there's an infant, we need to check on it, instead of it being like a million kids and I forget to check on 1 kid and it gets taken away. It depends on the situation, but I think for my personal gameplay, it will probably actually come in more handy to turn it off. Now, as far as the actual bug fixes go, I feel like most of them worked like they were supposed to. Now, we have to keep in mind they could break again, and some of them didn't work, and some of them, they seemed like they weren't gonna work, and then they just worked last minute. So if something doesn't look like it's about to work, maybe give it a second, but maybe that's just me being patient and having to tell myself that. But I feel like the majority of the infant ones worked, the majority of the sleep ones worked, because even though not every single one worked, I still feel like more worked than I actually expected it to. The question is for how long. So with that, let's go ahead and switch back over to the article and finish the article out where we left off. Okay, so picking back up where we left off on the notes, the next one is just titled General Autonomy Fixes. While we focus on updates on infant, toddlers, and sleep fixes, we also were able to address a handful of other autonomy fixes. We know autonomy is a facet of the game that you're interested in seeing improved, so we will continue to address more issues in this area in the future updates. So in base game, Sims will no longer autonomously drink water while addressing feedback about repeated destructive behaviors. This was tied in a hidden thirst system, and removing it makes the actions more predictable in the player directive. Thank God, because that was always so annoying having to clean up random dishes just because they want to drink water. Why couldn't we just have a water bottle in their inventory if that was going to be a thing? And why did you have to hide the thirst thing? I mean, it's no longer a problem, but still, why? Anyways, we fixed an issue that was causing NPCs to enter a household to drink water. I never noticed that they were coming in just to drink water. I guess I just figured they were visiting and drinking water while they were there. And then we previously adjusted how frequently Sims would dance autonomously based on feedback. They would either reduce that so they would only dance autonomously around once a day, or if so, they choose. I actually like them dancing autonomously. I think it's really cute. but okay, that's fine. Fixed an issue where children could be taken away despite not being neglected. Now the children must be actively failing F before this occurs when it comes to their school grade and whatnot, so that's good. They won't be taken away when they're making a C or a B. We addressed an issue where children's Sims could enter a state where they wouldn't eat after traveling or when hungry. This is fixed retroactively in old saves as well. Children Sims will now be able to eat normally both while traveling and returning from home restaurant venues. This is retroactive. And then Sims with the jealous trait will no longer get upset when their partner interacts with their own children's Sims. Oh, that is horrible. So that's all the base game. And then we have Nifty Knitting. We have the March update where we made dancing happening less frequently. Did infect the metal radio station. We've updated it to cool down that station now. So they have also updated it specifically for the metal radio station. And now we have just general bug fixes. So in addition to infant toddler autonomy sleep improvements, we have continued to address highly voted community issues and also some issues that were easily fixed. Oh, wait, I didn't go back and read I said we were going to start with most wanted fixes. Whoops. Okay, well, let me go into that real quick. Top most 5 voted fixes were mainly the black photos and I think the white paintings. So we have a black photo issue occur where the filter would make the photo black when it was placed and another photo was applied. This has been fixed. We have custom painting from reference created off lot should appear while on the easel can now be returned into regular textures, even the sim is on the current lots. It is compatible old saves existing paintings will be resolved when the lot is loaded. Custom paint for reference will upload and download on the gallery will now retain textures. All wall surfaces and photos should now be able to properly retain data when being updated from the gallery, and medium and large photos captured in-game camera will no longer appear blurry, and paint from references no longer turns white when a sim resumes a painting after traveling. And then we also have Sims putting down their infants, which we already talked about. Sims no longer receive secret witness statements when married or engaged to a sim witness wooing with their partner by another sim. So that has to do with royalty and legacies. Can't place item fixed in both new and old save. I think that's just a general problem with people or things in your inventory. Not people in your inventory, things in your inventory. And then Sims can get stuck in a scandal and it's VFX and the scandal ended in a different session than when it got revealed. Now this is fixed in new cases and existing affected save files will have the lingering VFX cleared. So those were the most top voted fixes according to them. I assumed the black photos would be on there. The infants obviously would be on there. A lot from the royalty and legacy pack though, which is interesting since that's the newest and the last big expansion pack for the game as far as we know. But with that, let's go back to where we were going. I was just going where we left off. I totally forgot I had to go up there and do those fixes. Whoops. Okay. Well, at least I kind of did it in a decent spot. I think we're just at the general bug fixes. When it comes to base game, we have the packs or disabled in property menus for the EA app and Steam will no longer appear in the game. Photos taken with a camera no longer get stuck in an inventory after trying to place them on the wall. You're so invested the wider bug where this is occurring for stacked items and paintings as well. Photos taken on the phone or the camera no longer will be duplicated in a Sim's inventory. We fixed an issue where certain connections on a family tree could be overlapping or missing. If there was more cases of this occurring in your saves, please report them. So apparently they're saying there could be problems still, but they think it's fixed. Fix an issue where a spouse's sim could become related if you created genetic siblings for one of the spouse's sims and create a sim and both sims have a child together. This doesn't fully address all instances reported in the forum thread, but it's making progress. I like the fact that they're pointing out what is actually, still being technically worked on. And then we fixed an issue where it was possible for a sim to be sorted as both brother and son and cast so many family tree overlapping problems. And then there was a bug bunch of, it looks like, body outfits. We fixed a deformation affecting several clothing assets, specifically causing problems with pants occurring to some gender or physical frame didn't match the asset of the male. Okay, so it was all pants, and we explained them as applying in similar fixes. Okay, and then we fixed an issue where the game wasn't able to properly pick a sim that should be a police officer, resulting in no police officer showing up when the police officer should show up. And then one that I'm actually really excited about is the fact that stove hoods can now be replaced when they burn in a fire. So apparently you couldn't replace stove hoods when you got them burned in a fire, which is so stupid, because where is a fire gonna happen? On the stove. Where is the range hood gonna be? Above the stove. And then there was a coffee drink appearing in menus that was a placeholder and never was meant to be available. We removed it. And then these are specific to console. So on console, marketplace visitors visiting the virtual cursor input method on the controller would find the right stick would not scroll through the marketplace without toggling input types. Right stick will now scroll in the marketplace in all input types. And then we identified an issue where scrolling through and then back up in the marketplace while using virtual cursors and input type would force the game back into what we call the snap cursor input method. Scrolling in the marketplace will no longer force you out of input type you are using. Simmers who ran into an issue above that went back to the main menu and could find that the controller was still navigating as an invisible marketplace, making it impossible to navigate the main menu without restarting your game. The main menu navigation now works again, and we won't need you to restart your game to use it. And then while using controllers, simmers who uploaded their creation to or deleted their creation from the gallery would find the controller forced on the main menu instead of the gallery. This should no longer happen, and the detail panels can be closed as usual. Final one for console, we fixed an issue where the confirmation button was missing from the schedule present UI when using a keyboard and mouse on Xbox. It sounds like a lot of like your controller and keyboard issues. And then back to just the game in general. So we have the gallery. So the gallery upload should experience fewer timeouts, and the upload timeouts durations have been increased to better emote the varying connection speeds. Further feedback is encouraged if issues present. The My Favorites gallery category will now load all favorites. It apparently was only loading 25 items at a time, so that's the thing. And then after receiving community feedback, we've updated the gallery default sorter out to the newest rather than the most popular again. And I already talked about this when we went into the gallery earlier. I don't know. I just mixed feelings. I kind of want most popular for the, actual other people's gallery content you're going through, but the newest for like my own. Maybe I'm just being too picky. Now we have Pack Pacific bug fixes. Starting with an oldie and somewhat a goodie, City Living. The participant in the hackathon interaction is now available on festival computers at GeekCon. A uniquely dressed walk-by sim at Saint-Michel is now labeled Local Weirdo to clarify their unusual outfits are intentional. Okay, so maybe people were complaining about the outfits a lot. That's interesting. Cats and dogs have won. We've grayed out the family dynamic relationship options for pets and create a sim since they don't apply to pets. I mean, that makes sense. Get famous. Using this lawn chair hair makeup will now change properly when the sim skin tone has also been changed. Island living, we fixed a rather silly looking bug where Sim's portrait's appearance could get distorted after sunbathing when his sim was nude or in a swimsuit. Cottage living, also won. Hens and chickens will no longer randomly disappear when saving and loading the game. This was caused because they were roaming and their positioning caused the game to delete them. Bye bye chickens. And then high school years, we also have one. We fix an issue where a teen sim could age into a young adult as they wouldn't lose their acne, but they would also be a way to cure their acne. This fix is retroactive, so if they're already occurring in the same, it should be fixed now. And then Horse Ranch actually has two. So we have the price of nectar is shown in the Sim's inventory is now the same as the actual selling price from the nectar. Fixed an issue issue where the nectar bottle sold at food stands displaying incorrect prices. Pricing across unopened bottles, open bottles, and pouring glasses have been reviewed and remains unchanged, with the values aligning to the intended design. Love Struck, we're back to 1. So we fixed an error that could block Sims from getting certain objects when Love Struck Watch Sky/Shard interaction was available. Also resolved an issue where incomplete Sims could appear as options for this interaction. They're finally addressing the Watch the Stars and Skies. For rent, we fixed an issue where a household item could remain on a lot after moving if the lot type has been changed to rental and back. Items now correctly move to inventory on residential lots unless they're selling furniture, while items on residential lots remain unless manually moved applies to all container items and their contents. And then Life and Death, children's Sims are now able to attend grief counseling. This is retroactive for all old saves that they were unable to. Actually, that's kind of fun. Ooh, Enchanted by Nature has 3. Okay, and Royalty Legacy is gonna have a lot. Okay, we're finally getting up the 1 bullet points. So Enchanted by Nature, we have 3. You can fix an issue where certain facial features on Sims wouldn't match between a Sim's normal form and fairy form. Oh my god, thank you! Wait, no, I'm actually really happy about that one. I'm really happy about that one. That one was so annoying. It seemed to happen like I would make like a family of Sims, and like every like 3rd and 5th one or something like that, like the face would deform. It was so weird. I really hope that I don't think I'm gonna go test any of the rest of these in game just for time's sake, but I really hope that one's actually fixed. Fairy Sims with wings now always have their wings appear in their Sim's portrait at the bottom left of the screen. That's actually really nice. Thank you. Fairy Sim's wings will reappear after a Fairy Sim puts away their book. This fix is retroactive when the wings are missing. Venture Weight has 1. We fixed an issue where Sims with the Danger Kid trait would have a bladder thought bubbles without having a low bladder need or need to use the restroom. Interesting. And then Royalty and Legacy, like I said, has a decent amount. So we've addressed an issue where poor leadership sentiment could be added to a dynasty head when the player opens and closes the dynasty panel without changing anything. It's still possible, and as working as intended, the Sims can be acquired the sentiment by adding information on the panel. Offspring of pre-made dynasties are now automatically added to the dynasty. Why was that not? Sorry. Babies born after this patch, Royalty and Legacy's patch, will no longer be born as a secret when pregnancy starts before the patch. This is retroactive in old saves. However, if a baby was already born after the patch and you experienced this bug, it was born a secret, then the baby is already a secret, and that is not going to be retroactively fixed. And then Sims with the Scourgy Dynasty deal will no longer cancel player queued interaction when reading books. Sims will arrive wearing the selected dress code at a grand ball instead of dressing functionally for funerals. Interesting. And then the mask option no longer is disabled after entering Create a Sim to change host's outfit with the grand ball event. We fixed a mask icon for the UI hosting the grand ball event. We addressed an expectation in the code that would happen when a Sim had a scandal to the game, checking to see what age groups were available for this scandal. So for Tiny Living, we have fixed an issue where furniture wouldn't show up in the household inventory after moving the household with the keep furniture option. Upon investigation, we found that this bug was connected with Tiny Home specifically. Well, that's annoying, but I normally don't move out of I guess I do move out of a tiny home, but a lot of times when I'm playing with tiny homes, it's for a challenge, so I don't move out of them, so I guess I never noticed. And then for multiples, when it comes to horses and cats, they can no longer unlock Special Touch family recipe. I was wondering why that was happening. I was like, why are they getting recipes? They don't cook. And then events, teen Sims can now play chess both residentially and on computing lots when discovering discovery quests and events for active players. Okay, and now are all of the rest of these tagging issues? Yeah, I think all of these are tagging issues. So I'm just going to go super fast through these because most of them don't have pictures anyways, and the ones that do, they're right here. A lot of them we may not be able to understand exactly which hairstyle or item they're talking about. So male child Sims will be wearing feminine styled underwear and Creative Sim by default now will wear boxers by default. This afro hair will now display as the swatch colors correctly in the Creative Sim. All jewelry that was in everyday category has been added to both hot and cold weather outfit as a sorting option. Aloe vera plants in build mode style cost 30 simoleons. Deleted an extra space in text descriptions for the square fountain in build mode. The swatch is on this ear hair color, and the dirty blonde will show the correct color swatch now. In Island Living, there's a grass skirt where the assets will no longer cause a texture to apply over a certain top for children. Cottage Living, there's a hair that is also now tagged as sort and pure for masculine Sims as well as feminine Sims. Top will no longer have a texture overlay on a nail accent. A Snowy Escape, this suit right here will now appear for both masculine and feminine Sims. And Adventure Waits, this bathtub and this shower are now functional off the grid. And Royalty and Legacy, I almost said loyalty and then legacy. Royalty and Legacy, this certain hair that is a braid asset will now sort properly for masculine Sims and Creative Sim. Outdoor Retreat has a wrong color swatch when applied to Sims on the Hermit outfit. We have a black blazer from the Realm of Magic that the color texture will no longer appear different on a shoe. Strangerville, the Krabby Patty bottom Amita yellow and wacky wonderful carnival sock alien and objects have been moved to the kid decor item. And then we have Dream Home Decorator. There's a skinny jean asset that now shows for male Sims when a masculine frame Sim. Let's remove the masculine style preference filter in the catalog. Backyard stuff, there's a certain top asset in the thumbnail that now match. We have Crystal Creations. We have a bunch of different earrings and stuff that will now sort in the formal category. And business chic kit, we have a watch that now sorts for male and female. We have glasses and necklaces that sort for female Sims. And refined living kit, the Woody wallpaper is now categories under paneling and building mode. Perry Dream Crate is a Sim outfits assets which no longer appear more darkened than intended by the thumbnail. And then there's a certain daisy necklace that the thumbnail image now includes a pearl. And then we have the final ones that are multiples, and there apparently are a bunch of sandals for swimwears. They got put under swimwear attire, which actually I'm kind of curious about because there are not a lot of shoes under swimwear. And then we have updated various wallpapers to the appropriate sort to purple. So apparently we have more things tagged as purple. And then we added hot and cold weather filters for the following skirts and shorts. And as you can see, there are so many. I'm not going to read them all. And then we updated around 45 doors to have style tags for sorting in build mode. And then a bunch of stuff to do with digital frames have been sorted into electronics. And then they just have the actual technical notes for modders, which I'm not going to go over, but like I said, this article is on the EA website if you're curious of reading it. So that is my video. I know it's probably going to be quite the longer video considering I played 3 days and did a whole patch note and talked about more stuff than just what was in the patch notes. Sorry this was a long one, but it was a big update, and actually I had a lot of fun going over this one. I really enjoy when I can jump into the game and test things out as well as just sit back and read an article to you guys. If you made it this far into the video, my opinion is this was a pretty decent update. I didn't test everything, obviously. Most, not all, but most of the stuff with the infants worked. Sometimes it took a minute to work, but it did. And what they're at least attempting to fix, I'm pretty happy with most of it, at least. I really liked the autonomy switch on and off for the infants. I really liked the layering in Creative Sim. I think this was a pretty decent update. If you made it this far, I hope you found it entertaining or educational because that was the purpose. But thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do all that awesome stuff because you guys are awesome people. I'll see you next time. All right, bye!